Greetings, divine radiance. How are you today? Welcome to your Wednesday Live and Power Hour with me, Nahkila Isha of AshworthScott Life Sculpting. I'm a divine interpreter, psychic life coach, and mentor here to assist you with activating your next level of greatness through healing, spiritual awakening, and making your dreams come true. Like, come on, let's do it. I'm so excited, you guys. Hey, somebody just got on. Who's on? Go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know you're here. I'm so excited to be on with you guys today because today's Wednesday Live and Power Hour is going to be a little bit different. So I'm excited to share. So go ahead and let me know who's on with me right now. So, yes, yes, yes. I'm just going to encourage you to take a moment to do a little bit of deep breathing as we wait for other members to join us. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Leave me a comment. Let me know who's on with me right now. How's your day going so far? I was just sharing how today we're going to do things a little bit different, but I'm really excited. Really excited. All right, all right. So, okay, you know what? Today, what we're going to do is I am going to go through each sign, give you a message, and then we're going to go into the personalized mini readings. But before we do that, I'm going to share a few things that have come to me from spirit just over the course of this period that I'm in right now on my journey and the period that I've noticed so many others are in right now. So, just giving you an opportunity to get in the room, get in the room. And don't be shy when you join. Say hi. Let me know who's on. While I'm doing that, while I'm waiting, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and pull a few cards for the collective before we get into our breathing. Oh, did you see that? Okay, so this card is Kuan Yin, compassion. Release judgment about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. Oh my goodness. This card is so appropriate, and you are going to know why when I share with you what I'm being guided to share with you. So, yes, yes, yes. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and get started with our breathing, okay? So, what I'd like you to do is just close your eyes and get comfortable. And I'd like you to take some slow, deep breaths in through your nose, as slow and deep as possible. And then I'd like you to exhale as slowly as possible out through your mouth, okay? And just go ahead and allow yourself to relax, release all thinking, release all worries, stressors, whatever. Just release the tension of the day and just be present in the moment, okay? While you're breathing, I'm going to be sending Reiki to your heart chakra and your solar plexus, but keep in mind the energy is very intelligent, so it will travel wherever it's meant to go, okay? And I'm actually going to call on spirit to send some divine energy healing as well so that you all can experience that, okay? So let's go ahead and get started with our breathing. Hey, whoever just joined. Okay, inhale slow and deep, love and light. And then exhale, releasing all that's not serving you. Again, inhale love and light. And exhale and release. And as you continue to breathe, I call on highest light guides, angels, ancestors, healers, teachers, wise ones, and helpful companions, all of highest light and love. I call on them now, and I thank them for entering the space. I thank them for using me as a vessel of highest light and love to deliver whatever message serves your highest good. I thank them for opening the minds, the hearts, and the souls of those that are here to receive so that you may receive whatever is for you. So as you continue to breathe, go ahead and bring your focus to your crown chakra located at the top of your head. Give your crown chakra permission to open and just allow yourself to receive healing energy as it pours down into your crown. Allowing that healing energy to pour down to your third eye. Feel it as it expands out to your ear chakras. Feel it as it travels down to your throat, down to your heart, down to your solar plexus. Feeling that energy loosening and releasing whatever is blocking you from standing in your power. Continue to feel the energy traveling down to your sacral, down to your root, and down your legs, feeling it in your ankles and your feet. And then just allow the soul chakras at the bottom of your feet to open and feel those roots as they pierce through whatever surface your feet are resting on. Feeling those roots traveling down, penetrating Mother Earth, traveling to her core. Stopping for a moment to give Mother Earth love, healing, and gratitude. And then allow yourself to connect to the heartbeat of Mother Earth. Feeling her loving, nurturing energy. Feeling it come up through those roots, traveling back up through the soles of your feet, feeling in your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, traveling up to your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus. And feel Mother Earth's energy resting in your solar plexus, providing you with more power, feeling more secure about who you are, feeling more secure existing in your own divinity, bringing that energy up to your heart chakra, up to your throat, feeling it in your ear chakras and your third eye, and feeling it up and out your crown. And as you feel that nurturing energy of Mother Earth spouting out through your crown, notice how the energy of Mother Earth combines and intertwines with the energy of your highest source of love and light. And then bring those energies together back in through your crown and just feel it disperse throughout your entire cellular being. Allowing this powerful healing energy to loosen and release all that's no longer serving you. Feeling more empowered, more secure, feeling peace and compassion, self-love, confidence, and just allow yourself to feel the freedom that is your birthright. Setting the intention that for the rest of the day, with every inhale, you'll continue to receive love, light, and healing. And with every exhale, you'll continue to release all that is no longer serving you. And so it is. Okay. How are you feeling? Hi, Alexa. How are you? How are you feeling? Let me know. So when I was waiting for you guys to join, right, I pulled a card as we were waiting, and there was only, I believe, one person on. I pulled a card, and look what we got. We got the Kuan Yin card, and it's the compassion card. And when I say Spirit is already on point, let me tell you, Spirit is on point. It says, release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. Hello, unequivocally English. Okay, so let me tell you why this card is so powerful. Because, many of us are at this point in our journey where we are being prompted to fully accept ourselves, to fully love ourselves, right? Not only is it valuable for us to do that for self, but it's also valuable for us to do that so that we raise the vibration and the energy of love within the collective. But the only way we can do that is when we show up from that place of compassion and love for self, right? Now, today, what I was going to share with you when I had mentioned I had something to share about where I am on my journey was this, okay? So I decided a few weeks, well, no, it was more than a few weeks ago. It was probably like 2 months ago. Was it? About a month ago at least, okay? So anyways, I told my mom, I said, you know what, Mom? I'm not going to let the weight that I put on since New Year stop me from wearing whatever I feel like wearing. Like, I'm literally going to just go in my closet and pick something because it's cute and not pick something that I feel is appropriate for the extra cushion that I put on, right? And so when I did, the outfit I selected was so cute. I felt so good in it, and I got so many compliments. Now, the compliments are an extra, right? More important, I felt good, right? And so it's so funny because there's oftentimes I'll be shopping and there'll be certain things and I'll think it's cute and I'll be like, but this or but that. Now, here's the thing. I love myself, right? fully and completely. But what I noticed is, although I had adopted or adapted to fully loving myself, there was still a part of me that was still blocking myself from existing as myself and letting me choose whatever it is that I would like based on just liking it. I was still letting that narrative, that negative Nancy narrative that says, oh, you can't wear that. Oh, you can't do this, right? And I wasn't even aware that that was not aligned with the self love that I now have, right? It just wasn't. So it's so funny because I recently started watching Lizzo's what is it, the big girl, she's searching for dancers for her tour, right? And so anyways, when I was watching that, I'm like, it's so aligned with what I just recently decided to do. And so I committed, right, to going online at my favorite store and selecting something that I think is cute that in the past I would not have gotten and I would not have worn because my body is not at my most comfortable state, right? Now you can love yourself and still have a your version of your best self, right? Where it's like, okay, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm doing, and this is why, right? Now, when I say that, I do feel wherever we are, it is our best state. This is how we're called to see it. However, I know that we have goals. I have a certain size where my bra doesn't hit into my stomach and it's more comfortable. So for me, that's ideal for me, right? But I can still love me in the now, right? So anyway, so that was something that I was being called to share with you, just that we are really being prompted to really be in this space of having compassion for self, loving self, accepting ourselves for who we are, and not allowing outside noise to hinder or alter the way we show up, right? Because we're perfect, whole, and complete as we are. And it's so funny because I often use this terminology, this is me now. You guys remember J-Lo had an album back in the day. I'm kind of older because I said album and they don't even make those no more, right? But anyway, she had an album back in the day and it was titled This Is Me Now, right? So I often say that this is me now. And I love me now. I love me in every now, right? So now what I'm doing is I'm peeling back the layers that I've been existing in for so long that aren't aligned with that me loving and accepting me now, right? So when I pull this card where it says release judgments about yourself and others, you guys know we had a message that came through on one of the Empower Hours, like it might have even been last year. And I was telling you all how Spirit brought to my attention about when we're judging others, it's literally a reflection of something we feel inside that's lacking. And it's really something that has nothing to do with them and more to do with us. So I made the choice to stop judging. Like at that moment, I'm like, I'm going to stop judging, right? Because even little things that I was judging, it was still judging and it was still hindering me, right? But the thing that we're called to remember is that all judgment starts with self. So here's the other thing, right? On the flip side of that is when we feel like others are judging us, to release that, internalizing that judgment and recognizing that they're judging us because it's coming from a place where they feel that they're lacking within. Let's see what y'all are saying. I did enjoy the overall message of Lizzo's show. All of the women were beautiful and talented. Yes, yes, yes. I have thoroughly been enjoying it. I just started watching it. So I believe I'm on like episode 6, 5, something like that. And unequivocally English, listen, I'm having a tough time saying it. What is your name? Because this is my first time seeing you on here. And let me know your name so I know if I know you outside of here. Or are we just meeting? Let me know. I'm glad you're here. So yeah, so that was part of our message that came in, is to release that judgment of self and others. Ooh, okay. So this is just coming through loud and clear. It's also time for you to understand who you are and your purpose, even if it's not what you expected, even if it's not what you've been gearing up towards, right? It's time for you to really go within and take a time out to really evaluate where you are in life and where you'd rather be. Now, if you are where you'd rather be, kudos to you, right? But if you're like, I'm kind of existing in where I chose to be last year, and now that I'm here, been there, done that, got a t-shirt, now I'm ready to be somewhere else, right? It's about allowing yourself to flow with wherever you feel guided within, right? Within, don't allow things like the time invested, the money invested, and all these other things that we're taught are important keep you stuck in a situation that doesn't bring you joy, right? It's so important that you allow yourself to flow within your cycles of life, right? So here's the other thing. that has been coming through. So this is why, coming through for me in my experience, this is why today's Empower Hour is a little bit different. Because after our last accelerated retreat, right? I tell you guys all the time, I don't just facilitate, I participate in the retreat. So every time I come back, I too have experienced a major up level and tons of healing, right? And so with that being said, when I got back, I have been receiving messages from many of my soul clients letting me know where they were on their journey. Like they've been feeling tired, they've been feeling this. And I was receiving like it's something that's going on in the collective. And then I realized I haven't been feeling like doing the back end of the work stuff, like recording or back office stuff or things like that. And so when I realized what was happening, I decided to just sit in it and flow with it. So I allowed myself that period of rest because when we're on our journey, what's happening is we're getting acclimated with whatever new frequencies we've just accumulated. And sometimes it takes for us resting, right? I just finished writing the newsletter that'll be sent out to you all shortly. If you're not on my email list, I recommend you get on it. But anyways, one of the things that I was sharing is how, oftentimes when we are on this journey of ascension, when we reach that point of mastering our last level and entering into a new cycle, it's like a moment where our physical self takes an opportunity to catch up with our spirit self. Because in the spirit realm, we're accelerating quickly, right? At the speed of light, we're accelerating, we're shifting. And those changes are happening so quickly that it takes that period of rest so that the physical self can align, right? So the physical self can align. I did timeline regression therapy with someone in 2016, I believe it was 16, or no, it was actually 17. But anyways, long story short, we moved so much energy around during that healing session that she literally had to throw up. I went to the bathroom with her and held her hair. But that's because that energy moves so rapidly. Her physical self was like, wait a minute, what the heck is going on here? Right? So it's a real thing. That's the most severe or most obvious that I've seen it, where it was an obvious thing that happened physically because the spiritual shift was so quick, but it happens. So I say this to you to say, when you feel like resting, rest. When your body is guiding you to do or not do something, listen and allow as much as you possibly can, right? Because our bodies are our biggest guide, but oftentimes we don't listen. We're judging it, what we're feeling, right? We're putting ourselves down. There was a time, you guys, if I rested, when I felt like resting, I felt like I wasn't being productive. I felt lazy. I felt all of these things. So I existed in a space where there was no balance and I keep going, 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 going. And the crazy thing is, when I was existing in that frequency, spirit, I would get sick every time I had an up level. I would either get a really bad cold or I'd get the flu. And it's crazy because when I look back at some of the old videos in RIM, when RIM was the name of the mentorship, when I look back at just back then, I would be sick as a dog and I would literally be serving. Now, spirit doesn't have to sit me down because when I feel it, I sit down on my own, right? That feels so much better than getting sick. So let's see what y'all are saying. Hey, Rio, how are you? I know Anitra is probably not joining today, but she had asked about you and just would like you to know that she sends her love. So I'm so glad to see you on. I'm looking forward to seeing you connecting more in the soul family too. Glad that you're here. Glad that you're here. So yes. So the point that I'm making is allow yourself the time and space to just be in flow with you. So with that being said, the thing that's happening today, because typically the horoscopes are done already, right? They're already recorded, they're edited, and they're ready to roll, but they're not. And so today I'm going to be doing the signs, the individual signs. And then if you have questions in between time, we can talk about it. Hi, Michaela, how are you? And then at the end, we'll do our regular personal mini reads. Okay. So how does that sound? Oh, and you guys, to make it easy for you, Deaja's so awesome. She's the video editor who's putting all the, cute little videos on the videos that align with the message. She's going to edit this video and then it's going to just be the horoscopes. And then they'll go in their folders as individual signs. So if you decide to go back in, you can, and you don't have to go through this entire video. Okay. So what I am going to do is go ahead and start recording on Zoom as well. So that way, we have it where it's easy for her. Okay. So here we are. We are now recording on Zoom as well. And then I am going to put a timestamp. Awesome, Rio. Awesome. I'm going to put a timestamp each time we start, okay? The signs. So let me know you guys' sign. Put it in the comments and let me know what your sign is. English Jones. I did get a general reading from you before under a different username. I was brought by TK. Awesome so much. Awesome so much. I was awesome and I'm so glad that you're here. Okay, so what sign are you guys? Let me know. Taurus. Okay, so Rio, we're going to start with Taurus. Rio said things have been rough, but we'll update Anitra and the rest of this whole family soon. Awesome. So looking forward to it. And I figured it had been. So yeah, you remember the message always comes through about you not disconnecting. That's where we hold space. So I'm so glad you showed up here today. Gemini. Okay, so we'll go Gemini second. And I did just so happen to grab a pen that is now choosing to conk out. Pisces. Hello, my Pisces sister. So Pisces will be third. I tell you what, 1, 2, 3. This pen is literally not working. And guys, I don't have pants on today, so I'm not about to get up and go get another one. Let's see. Michaela said, I've been well. How about yourself? I've been great. I'm so glad that you've been well too. Scorpio. Okay, so Scorpio will be fourth. Scorpio is my rising. My sun is Pisces, moon is Cancer, Scorpio rising. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started on the ones that you guys told me. And then, like I said, at the end, we will do our personal mini reads. So what I'm going to do, I was asking Spirit, how would you like me to do this? And so Spirit said set a timer, which I'm going to do. But first, let me get the cards. So Taurus is first. So Spirit, what message do you have for Taurus today? What message do you have for Taurus today? And it is 2203 is when we started, 2203. Will someone put that in the chat, please? Put Taurus 22 semicolon 03. Okay. That will help a lot. So when Deasia comes through to edit, it's easy for her to find. So Taurus 2203. Thank you so much, Rio. Okay, so you got bodies of water. Sulis, it says spend time near water such as a lake, river, or the ocean to recharge your batteries. You also got Freya, bold. It says unleash your adventurous side, take risks, and be daring. And then you have inner power, the divine father. Divine Father, thank you for co-creating my world with me. Okay, so first of all, let's get into it. So Taurus, one of the things that would serve your highest good to do is to literally go out in nature, specifically water. Now, as I'm saying specifically water, the reason is because right now you may be experiencing something that feels like it's building up a lot of stagnant energy. The energy itself may feel stagnant based on what you're choosing to do in your life and how you thought you would be living your life at this point in life, right? But when you're out in nature and you're by water, not only is it going to bring you peace, but it's also going to help remind you of what flow looks like, right? Now, when you think in terms of bodies of water, sometimes there's things in the water, there's ships sailing on the water, but the water still finds a way to flow. It doesn't push, pull, or fight against what is. So that is what water is here to teach you, is to go with the flow. Find your lessons within these blessings that you're experiencing, even though they don't feel like blessings, right? Now, also with being bold, you're being called to stand your ground, speak your truth, and be bold in what you know that you deserve. Be bold in that confidence that you can have it, and be bold in knowing that when I learn whatever I'm here to learn, that this will pass and I'll be even better than I am today when I get to that point, right? And then you can choose to embody that version of you now. being that version of you now, how would that version react in whatever situation your experience is? How would they feel? What would they do? What would they think, right? And then show up as that person. Now, when we talk about the divine father inner power, it's really about you tapping into your divine masculine energy, standing your ground, not allowing the world, society, or people in the world to push you around or alter your mind state, right? Your mental state, your chosen way of being. And when I say that, what I mean is, for instance, I was at the store the other day because I was deciding I made some Moscow mules, and then the next day I made some lemon drops, right? And there was a guy, so I was getting all the stuff in the store. There was a guy, wasn't in the line, was in the other line. Everybody's in that line. And I'm not the person just going to jump in line because y'all in one line and I see that there's only 2 people in this line. So I got in line and he goes, I'm in line. And I said, oh, well, you're standing in that line. So if you're in this line, will you go ahead and get in this line so I can get behind you? But it was my energy that I felt when I said it, right? That's not how I exist. And I recognized that. And I realized I hadn't disconnected from the energy of the person that I was just talking to, whose energy was like dumping. It was a personal conversation and they were dumping, right? And so I didn't disconnect. And I was carrying that, right? So I say this to you to say there are some things that you can experience in life that can have your energy and your frequency in a way or a place that you don't choose to be in. And it's really about you recognizing your chosen state. And when you notice that you're not there, to tap into that divine masculine energy, to stand your ground, to be there, whatever it takes, whether it means disconnecting from the energies of others that tend to pull you down, whether it means disconnecting from relationships with others, right? That tend to pull you down, whether it means protecting yourself more, going out grounding, meditating more, praying more, whatever it is that your soul feels led to do. It could even be treating yourself to a scoop of ice cream, right? You're being called to do it. But the divine masculine, the divine father is here to serve you, right? And it's about tapping in, not going into your shell and just allowing others to have their way with you, right? This is so important. So one of the things that you may choose to do is have this as an affirmation. Divine Father, thank you for co-creating my world with me. And so it is, right? You've got this, you guys. And notice the Sri Yantra. If you guys haven't noticed, it's the same symbol here. And the Sri Yantra is a really powerful sacred geometry tool that you can use to manifest whatever it is you're choosing to manifest. So what I encourage you to manifest, in addition to whatever you're already manifesting, is just living within the frequency that soothes your soul, right? Manifesting that. Okay. So that is your message, Taurus. Oh my gosh, look at us. We got 34 seconds left. We did great. Okay. So thank you so much, Taurus, for allowing me to serve you. Rio, you just may be the only Taurus on right now, but there may be others that may see this later. So we are going to move right along. And who was next? Gemini? Gemini, are there any more Geminis on? Hi, Mom. How are you? Aquarius. Okay, so fifth. You will be fifth. So when I tell you what number you'll be, you guys, and I promise you, look, I wrote it down with this pen, and the pen conks out. See, that's manifesting. I'm telling you, that's manifesting because I know I have a few pens that no longer work, and I don't realize they don't work until I get to the pen. And when I do, I toss them. So I was like, okay, making sure these pens work, right? But I was thinking about all the pens that don't work, even though I was saying making sure the pens work, and then I ended up getting one that worked, but then it conked out. So we're in a powerful state right now, you guys. So, okay. You're so welcome, Rio. I'm so grateful that it resonates. And stick around because you know what? Even though we're doing it this way this month, stick around because I know there's going to be some things in between time. And there's even going to be aspects of the messages for the other signs that may resonate. You know, if it wasn't going to happen like that, Spirit definitely would not have guided me to do it this way. Okay. So we are moving right along to Gemini. Okay. Let's see what we have for Gemini. Are there any more Geminis on? Okay. Oh, we got two. Spirit said, take them both, pull from the bottom. And we're going to go with this. This is the one. Alrighty then. Take that one. Okay. Gemini. Let's see, because you got 4 cards. And let's go ahead and find because I'm going to give you your affirmation too. It's so funny how these cards, there's 2 decks that I selected that have affirmations with them, okay? That way we don't take time looking for it. All right. So, Gemini, you have white Taurus, sensitivity. You are becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, and situations and chemicals. Okay. You also have Rhiannon, and it says sorceress. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. Okay, Gemini, come through with the come through. We also have Maeve. It says cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. Okay, this message is already coming through. And then you have Goddess of the Moon. Okay, so Gemini, really what's coming through for you as I'm reading these cards is that you are in a cycle of up level. Now, I talked about how many of us are, right? But with you, it's not an up level that's just aligned with like collective energy. It's that too, but it's also your own personal up level. Like your gifts are increasing at a rapid speed, your ability to deeper connect, you're feeling more, right? Now, for some of you, you may feel like you're in a disarray because everything is so amplified and you haven't yet mastered how to calm it down, how to be in control of these gifts, how to be in control of what you're feeling or even your environment. So if that's you, it's time for you to learn how to master that, how to be in control, right? How to decide what, when, where, and how you utilize your gifts, or the spirit realm is able to access you, right? Because it's so true that we are in control. We get to decide. It's not like they just have unlimited access and we do what they tell us to do. No, we have free will, but it's up to us to set those boundaries in spirit realm, just like we set boundaries here in this 3D realm, right? So for those of you that aren't feeling that, it's still important for you to rest, right? It's super important for you to rest, but you may notice that you are feeling stronger. You are feeling more empowered. And right now, it's super important that you are mindful of the types of food you're eating. You're mindful of the type of media you're ingesting, that you're mindful of the people that you're around, right? It's so important that while your energy is so open and raw, that you're not just allowing any sort of frequency in, right? It's also important that you begin trusting your intuition. Now, as I say that, what I feel is that you are one that tends to trust your intuition most of the time, 99.9% of the time, but then sometimes there's a little bit of doubt. But because your gifts are increasing at such a rapid rate, that little bit of doubt is starting to happen even more. And it's only because you're not used to existing in this up leveled state. So now that you are here, right? And you're getting this message. It's about trusting. It's about resting. It's about meditating more. Meditation is so key. And it's also about cleansing and clearing your energy, disconnecting from the energy of others. So, one of the things that I've shared with you all in the past is like before you enter your home, stomp 3 times, like really loud stomp, right? I'm not going to stomp because there's a glass of water here and a laptop. However, stomp really hard 3 times before you enter. That's leaving whatever energy you collected in the outside world outside that door, right? It's also important for you to smudge yourself, right? Smudge in yourself, cleanse your own energy, right? Release the energy that's not yours, and then protect yourself. It's also important for you to take more sacred baths so you can neutralize your energy and then intend on what energy you like to embody, what energy you like to receive, and what energy you like to project, right? So these are a few ways that you can begin making sure that as you're more sensitive, you're keeping your energy in a space that serves your highest good, okay? Now, when we talk about the goddess of the moon, this is so incredible because, again, it's another card that speaks to your intuition, right? I'm even receiving full on psychic. You're going from being kind of intuitive to full on psychic, but it's also a good idea to connect with the moon during the moon cycles. And it doesn't have to be the regular moon cycles that most people connect to, new moon, full moon, right? Start exploring moon cycles and then start connecting during the time of whichever moon cycle resonates with you. Now, if you feel led to connect when there's that dark moon, right? Black moon, I don't recall exactly what they call it, but it's so important that you are doing extra protection and that you check in with spirit to make sure it serves your highest good, because during that time, that's a time when a lot of people that aren't working in light energy tend to connect. Now, the energy is extremely powerful at that time, but because there's so many people that aren't connected to or affiliated with the light, then that energy that's the collective energy during that time is that other side, right? So it's important that number one, you're checking in to see, does this serve my highest good? And number two, you're protecting because your energy is so vulnerable right now. And it would be great if you are led to do that because you're adding some light into that collective energy and you're able to tap into that amazing energy that is available. But make sure that you are protected when you do so. Now, let's see what your affirmation is. It is, I have a strong intuitive voice. I freely receive guidance and I understand and trust the messages I receive. Look at that. And so it is. So whenever you open yourself to receive guidance, whenever you're connecting to the spirit realm, make sure you say highest light and love first. You notice how whenever we connect and I'm calling in the energies that are here to help, I always say highest light and love. Make sure you do that as well, because when you're open, right? Unless you specify, anything that's out there has access. But when you specify, you put that firewall up, you block anything else that you're not choosing to allow into your energy. And that's a safe way to connect. Okay. So Gemini, that is your message. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. And yeah, let me know how it resonated. Okay. So whoever has just joined us, I recommend when you have an opportunity to watch the beginning. Being really careful. There's a granite overhang right here. And that would not have felt good. So I am so grateful that my big old head did not hit it. But anyways, I recommend that you watch the beginning because there was a message that came through. Okay, so we just did Taurus and Gemini. And now we are doing Pisces, right? Pisces. Also, there are a few signs that have bonus readings. I believe Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, maybe Aquarius, because I did record 3 outside of this. So those of you that have the bonus readings, it will be added to the end once this gets edited and is broken down into individual readings. Why am I still holding this pen like I'm crossing something out? Because it clearly don't work. Let's just put that there. Okay, so Pisces, you are next. How many Pisces are on? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. And it is now 36:43. So if you could put 36:43, that'd be awesome. 36:43. So we know when this message starts. Okay. So Pisces, let's get into it. Let's see what spirit has for you. Hello, hello, whoever just came on. Thank you so much for being here. Ooh. Okay. So I share, 2 at the same time. I share with you all why we're doing Empower Hour this way. That's why I'm encouraging you to take a peek at the beginning when you watch the replay so you know what's going on. Take the one on top and pull one from the bottom. Okay, so Pisces doing it big today. Okay, Pisces, let's see. Let me see. Alexa, will you put the time? You can actually put 37:40 because we didn't actually start the message. I just did the shuffle. Okay. So Pisces, you have move your body. Thank you, angels, for motivating me to move my body and energy. Thank you so much, Alexa. Look at that. Look at that. And you know what? As I'm receiving this message, it's so important that movement allows us to activate that light body even more, right? Even quicker. It allows us to move that stagnant energy around, right? It allows us to bring our frequency up, right? It allows us to feel alive. So that movement is so important. And it's so funny because I have literally been craving more movement. I just went back to yoga after my rib was healing, and so it felt amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer. So Pisces, we also got Earth Angel. Thank you, angels, for inspiring me to be more like you. Okay. We also have May, cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. Let it go. Let it go is also what's coming through for you, Pisces. Cordelia, go outside. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. Okay, Pisces. So let me just tell you something real quick, okay? You don't have to do it alone. That is the first thing that is coming through for me to tell you, is that you do not have to do it alone, right? And I don't even mean like those helpers here in the physical realm, Pisces. I am referring to your divine spirit team, right? Your divine spirit team. Now, when we talk about angels, many of you are earth angels, right? Many of you have earth angels around you, right? Many of you may have angels that pop in and out of human form, and then you go looking for them and they're not here anymore, right? Because they don't, I'm hearing both always dwell and usually dwell on this earth, right? But anyways, it's time for you to start connecting to those angels of highest light and love. It's time for you to start asking for their guidance, asking for their support, okay? It's time for you to start allowing them to be your guide. Now, here's something that I'd like to tell you all. From January up until, or New Year's up until now, and I was sharing how I put on some weight, right? About 20 pounds. And so this is the largest I've been in a really long time since, in a really long time, I don't even know. But anyways, the whole thing with that is what I realized from Spirit, since like, Spirit, I don't emotionally eat anymore. Like, what is this all about? So what Spirit said to me was, when you go through those periods where you don't like to cook, you don't eat healthy, you eat junk. And that's what's happening, right? And I be enjoying it too. I be grubbing, loving it, right? And the next thing I know, that uncomfortable feeling where my bras in my stomach happens, and I'm like, okay, we've taken it a bit far, right? So, anyways, when I say connect to your angels and allow them to assist you, the other day I was eating snacks, and I had just had a snack, and not too long after I was hungry again, right? And I'm like, and Spirit said, you're doing it again. As soon as Spirit said that, I got up and I made me a plate. Now, this time, it wasn't because of the fact that I hadn't cooked. It's what I cooked, right? I ate the part that I really, really liked. And then the part that was left, I didn't really care for it too much. But I got up and made me a plate, right? There was another time I was having a snack and Spirit was like, you're starting to get full, aren't you? And I was like, mm-hmm. Spirit was like, oh, okay, so then stop. And I was like, okay, Spirit, you got to tell me to stop, because you asked was I starting to get full, but it's good. So if you say stop, as soon as Spirit says stop, I stop. So I'm sharing this with you because it's the smallest things as well as the largest things that you can allow your angels to assist you with. You don't have to think of your angelic support as just something that's huge, right? They can assist you with every aspect of your life if you allow it. And notice how when Spirit was having that conversation with me, talking about you're starting to get full, huh? And I'm like, And then Spirit said, well, then stop. And I made it known to Spirit, don't be hitting around and asking questions. Tell me to stop, because then I'm going to. But there are times when I'll stop when I feel it. But there are times when it's so good, I'm a foodie, you guys. Eating is a hobby for me. So I'll keep going. But now I allow Spirit to assist with even that, right? So that's your message. Now, when it comes to cycles and rhythms and honoring the cycles of your body, energy levels and emotions, right? Going outside, it's really time for you. Going outside is so important for you right now, connecting to nature, because if you look at the cycles of nature, right? Think about it. We were just talking about how when we're feeling like resting. When we're feeling like being energized, be energized, right? But just going with the flow of your body's natural cycle. Your body is your biggest guide, right? So with that being said, getting in nature, going outside will allow you to pay attention to the cycles of nature and notice how there's never any pushback. It just flows. Then look at how beautiful it is and how everything is able to continue the cycle of life because of the flow, just going with it, right? You know, my favorite time of year, actually, I can't even say that, because there's just this path that leads to my I was gonna say my son's school, right? And I absolutely think it's so beautiful when all the leaves are on the trees. It's so peaceful. Then I love it when the colors start to change. It's peaceful in a whole different way. And then I love it when there's no leaves and you can see things in the distance because it's up really high. It's elevated. You can see things that you can't see when the trees are there, right? So this is just a cycle of the same path, but as it changes, there's so much beauty, and it provides me with so much, right? So much just from the cycles. So with that being said, you're being reminded that your cycles provide you with so many different things. But when you fight against your cycles, right, you're not allowing yourself to grow from that deep space within, to flow from that space of where your soul knows is necessary in order for you to evolve into the being that you came here to be, the being that you're choosing to be, right? Okay, so I'm going to give you your two affirmations. You have two, Pisces. Some of you may feel like both of these are for you, one or the other, right? But it says, thank you, angels, for motivating me to move my body and energy. And so it is. Your next one is, thank you, angels, for inspiring me to be more like you. And so it is. So those are your affirmations, and whichever one resonates or both, I recommend saying them every day. Okay. Let me see what you all have been saying. Hey, Virgo. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Tanya, how are you? No worries. There is no such thing as late. You are right on time. Tanya, what's your sign? Hey, Meta Money Maker. Virgo, just hanging out. Charlotte, thank you for being here. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Gemini. Okay, did we already do Gemini? We did, right? Gemini was second, huh? Well, Tanya, looks like you watching the replay, sis. But like I was telling everyone, what's going to happen is Deaja's going to do the edits. We're time stamping. So then, wait, did we do Gemini? I believe we did. Gemini was second. We're on number 3. But anyways, if I'm not correct, you guys let me know, because I don't see a timestamp for Gemini. So did I skip Gemini or Gemini third? Do you guys remember? Let me know. Let me know. Where are we? Did we do Gemini? I'm also going to rely on you guys to help me keep the order, because my pen's not working. My energy is super hyped today, you guys. I've been looking forward to Empower Hour with y'all. I've been looking forward to it. Okay, so where are we? Anybody in the Scorpios next? Okay, awesome, Michaela. Now, we already did Gemini, didn't we? Thank you, Michaela. Thank you. Am I making stuff up in my head? Okay, awesome. I thought so. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alexa said, love that message. Definitely have been feeling the urge to be outside. Just came from the park, and tomorrow is going to be 70 degrees. Whoop, whoop. Thank you, Alexa. You know what's so funny is that my mom and we decided to start walking again in addition to our yoga. You guys know, it's no secret, I have a few injuries that hinder my physical abilities at times. So I was like, well, let's see if we can walk up the hill. And then I was like, well, let's do the flat. Let's start there. My mom was like, well, why not just go and get on the treadmill? I'm like, Mom, I enjoy being in the nature, being surrounded by trees. You know what I mean? So no. Let's go and test it and see what we can do. So, okay. So Scorpio is next. And again, I recommend staying around, even though we're doing the signs individually, because there may be things that resonate with you. And who knows what is going to, ooh, I like that. Oh, top? Are you talking about top right here or top of the deck? Okay. Thank you. Bottom? Okay. Am I pulling any other card? Ooh, come on. Scorpio, look at that. That one or that one? This one? Okay. Okay, so you guys know I told you my rising is Scorpio. I'm claiming this message. Let's see. What you got? Ooh, did you see how that jumped out, you guys? Okay. I love when it happens. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so you have Ishtar boundaries. And it says, love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. Okay. Now, before I go any further, let me just say this to you. There's something that I often say to my mom when it relates to my boundaries. And at times people who have no regard for my boundaries is, it's not their responsibility to have respect for my boundaries. It is my responsibility to respect my own boundaries, right? And Scorpio, one of the things that's important for you to remember is just that, right? Because oftentimes, we can feel away, but the bottom line is it's no one's responsibility to respect your boundaries. It's your responsibility. So if someone is not respecting your boundaries, it's up to you to adjust what you're doing or not doing, because you always have the choice to say yes or no. You always have the choice to show up or not, right? So it's totally up to you. It's time for you to remember that everything is in your hands as it relates to your world and your life. You guys hear those sirens outside, right? This is an urgent message for you, Scorpio. It's so urgent for you to remember this. It's so urgent for you to be in control of your boundaries and to stop being upset when they're not respected, right? It's time to start looking at, what is this showing me? What is this teaching me, right? I can't tell you how many times when I developed boundaries of my time and energy that my boundaries were not respected by someone else. And when I went to that place of, what is this showing me? What is this teaching me? There were so many things that I gained, right? So I'm so grateful for the disrespect of my boundaries. But it says, isoled, underlining love, undying love. The love you have shared is eternal, regardless of the situation. Okay. You also have abundanita, prosperity. And it says the universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. And then you also have the inner voice. Thank you, angels, for guiding me through my inner voice. Okay. So here's something that you're being called to remember, Scorpio. Some of you may have experienced a love, right? It may have been a true love, a deep love. It may have been a quick love, a shallow love, but it was a real love, right? And that love may have come and gone. It may have run its course. And so you may be questioning well, was it real? Did it really happen the way I thought? Was it this? Was it that? You're being guided to stop overthinking it and to just accept the love, right? That love that's real, that love that's everlasting, although it is all of that, sometimes it runs its course. So what you're being guided to do is practice the habit of catch and release, right? Allowing what serves you in the now to be present in the now, and when it's served its purpose and it's time to flow on, right? And I'm hearing float on, right? It's time for you to allow that, because what's happening is you're experiencing the cycles of life. And the only thing that you can count on as being constant is what? Change, right? Now, what's happening, the more that you embody that love from all the love that you've experienced, that self-love, the more you embody a love for the flow, the more you are moving into your prosperity, into your abundance. The more you set that solid respect within yourself for your boundaries, the more you'll be moving into the flow of your prosperity. Also, that inner voice is always guiding you. The more you learn to listen to that inner voice and not doubt that inner voice, even when that inner voice is not saying what you would have liked it to say, hoped it would say, or thought it would say, that is moving you deeper into your abundance. Right now, Scorpio, you are in an energy of surrender. Spirit would like you to remember that it is time to surrender. And it's funny because when they said it to me, it rhymed. And so I said it as a rhyme because it felt good. But it truly is time for you to surrender, Scorpio. All those things that you've been holding on to, that you've been fighting against, Spirit would like you to just let it go. Just flow. Just surrender. And now I'm hearing that Lauryn Hill song. It could all be so simple, but you'd rather make it hard, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. You end up with scars because you're fighting against it. You're making it hard. And Spirit is literally giving me this feeling of just ease, right? And just relaxation and just, is it really that serious? Let go and flow, right? So right now, this is what you're being called to do. Checking your anger, right? Checking your attitude, checking your mood as you allow it to be altered by others, right? You are in control. You get to choose. You get to decide. Doesn't matter what another person does. It's totally up to you how you receive the energy from others. One of the things along my journey that I began to realize, right, is that everyone is operating from either a place of trauma or a place of healing, either a place of fear or either a place of love, right? And so if a person is not operating from a place of healing, I have compassion for them operating from a place of trauma. It's not personal. If a person is not operating from a place of love, I have compassion for them operating from a place of fear, right? I understand what it is to operate from both of those opposites, right? And I much rather be in a place of love, right? Be in a place of healing. But I remember when I wasn't. So instead of me internalizing and getting upset and judging, I can show up with compassion and love for them. Now, with that being said, Scorpio, it does not mean that you are to tolerate poor behavior or the misjudgment of others, right? But what it means is how you feel on the inside when you encounter those types of people, right? It's not altering your frequency, bringing you down and blocking your abundance, okay? So, Scorpio, I'm going to tell you one more time what your affirmation is. Thank you, angels, for guiding me through my inner voice, okay? And so it is. So that is your message, Scorpio. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. Who's up next? Is it Aquarius and Virgo? Thank you so much, Michaela. You beat me to ask it. I appreciate it. Okay. This is our first time going live and doing the horoscopes, and I kind of like it. How y'all feel? I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily making this our every month Empower Hour, because there's beauty in what we usually do. But I'm kind of thinking maybe periodically, if y'all feeling it, we'll do lives. Hey, Alata, how are you? Okay, so let's go ahead and get into Aquarius. The time is 5/3:55. So whoever is keeping that in the house, you in the house, a lot in the house. Because if I say you in the house, like you're inside as opposed to outside, but then I got what you were saying. Okay, Spirit, we're not doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or are we? Are these all for Aquarius? Okay, well then listen, I guess we are, because Spirit said yes. Okay, listen, I got a little beside myself about what we not gonna do. Okay. So Aquarius, let's see. Did you put the time? Thank you, Alata. Love you, sis. We've been missing you. So look, we got Mother Mary, expect a miracle. Looks like it's going to be a miracle. So it says, have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. How many Aquariuses are on right now? Let me know in the comments. Look at that. Come through with the come through spirit. We also have Aracura blossoming. It says you are just getting started. So have patience with yourself in the process and do not give up. Do not give up, Aquarius. Spirit's got you. We also have Hathor, receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. That card is so beautiful to me. And we have Saravati, the arts. Express yourself through creative activities. If you guys are feeling today's Empower Hour, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, por favor. It says, Cordelia, go outside. Okay, so this is so funny, y'all, because Pisces got to go outside. And I told y'all how me and my mom was going to start walking together outside. And my mom's an Aquarius, too. It says, you've been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so listen, Aquarius, let me just tell you what is coming through for you. You are in a cycle. You are in a period of change, right? And when you look at all these cards, the energy that I feel, it feels magical. It feels adventurous. It feels beautiful, right? And look, you might not have noticed what this card was, but do you see all those angels around? Do you see that? And right now, Aquarius, you are that baby, right? And Mother Mary is there that is holding you. And then that whole divine spirit team is around you, your ancestors, your guides, the wise ones, the healers, the teachers, the ascended masters, and all the helpful companions are surrounding you. They are protecting you. They are guiding you. And they just expect you to be like that baby. Happy, right? Happy, at peace, right? At peace, but curious, right? Now also notice that baby, the baby's hands. It almost feels like the baby is like guiding and directing, right? So what that means is, forgot to start the timer. What that means is for you to be in this place, Aquarius, where you are directing your guides on what it is that you can use their assistance with. Now, with that being said, you always are being called to leave room and space for them to step in and give you those things that you didn't even know that you required, right? Because it's not just about the desires, it's also about what do I require to show up as the best version of me in this period of my life, right? It's also about that. And you simply can do that by saying, hey, I'm opening up and leaving room for you to provide me with the things that I don't even realize serve my highest good. Now look at this card. See, blossoming, right? Blossoming. Look at this one. That looks like strength and power. And both of these, just look at these cards, look at the colors and feel the energy, right? It feels like joy. It feels like peace. You are finally blossoming into who you truly are, Aquarius. You've gone through those cycles where you have been finding yourself. You have done a lot of figuring out who you are not. And now you're coming into figuring out who you are, right? You get to choose who you choose to be. You get to choose who you choose to be. You get to choose to be in that place of power, that place of wisdom, that place of surrender, that place of trust, that place of allowing and flowing. You get to choose to mingle and meet new people. You get to choose to experience things that you've never experienced before, fearlessly and from a place of self-love and compassion, right? Now, the more you show up as that, right? When we talk about this Hathor card, the receptivity, the more you show up like that, the more you are going to receive that. The more you show up as loving yourself, the more you are going to feel the love, right? It's totally up to you. Totally up to you. There's a call from an unknown number, y'all. I don't know who it is. Might be somebody calling for a reading. Because were y'all aware that we got phone readings now and you don't even have to schedule? But anyways, the arts. Get out there and experience the arts. Go to a play. Go watch some live music in the park, right? Go see a comedy show, right? It's time to get out and get amongst people. And it's also time for you to not only do this with friends and family, but it's time for you to get out and start doing things with yourself, right? With yourself. It's time for you to fall madly and deeply in love with yourself, okay? So both yourself and others. And then go outside. You already know what this is. It's about you getting out there, sitting your booty on the grass, putting your feet in the water, right? Go swimming, right? Go get in some water and just lay your head back and float, right? Close your eyes and feel the sun, right? Spirit is ready to love on you in a way that you have never been loved before, Aquarius. Spirit is ready to show you what love and support really feels like. But it's up to you to be open to receive it. And as I'm saying that, the word trust is coming in. Trust in the fact that you deserve all the blessings that are coming your way, Aquarius. Trust in that. Know that. Do not doubt. Don't doubt. You got this, and Spirit's got you. So, Aquarius, that is your message. Okay, Spirit. So, what is their affirmation? Today, I choose to have faith in myself and the guidance I receive from Spirit and in the fact that I am worthy. Okay? You might have to play it back because I just tapped in and got it. I did not choose to remember it. So there you go, Aquarius. That is your message. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. Alatha said, girl, your skin is glowing. You look stunning. Oh, thank you, Alatha. I appreciate it. I thought I got on here and looked tired. So I appreciate you. Let's see. I know that we, let's see. Alatha said, how is everyone doing? Alatha said, hi, Michaela. Hi, Alexa. You are so welcome, Mom. So welcome. I'm so glad that the message resonated with you. How many other Aquariuses are on? Let me know. Let me know if you're an Aquarius and you're on with this. And Virgo is next. Virgo is next. See, Michaela, I remembered your post. Thank you. Okay. Virgo's next. So I am going to let this timer time out. And while I'm doing that, you guys, you know what? I'm going to pull a message for us as a collective. So no matter what sign you are, this is for all of us. Okay. What you got for us, Spirit? Rio, you still on? I know you were on earlier. Are you still with us? Oh, look at that. You see how, look at that. You see how it just flipped over? It says, open your heart. Look at that. Open your heart. Archangel Shamuel, thank you, Shamuel, for removing the barriers around my heart. Okay, so the question for all of us is this: what barriers are currently around your heart? What blocks are keeping you from being open, right? Open to receive love, right? And it doesn't have to be the romantic kind of love. It can also be the friendship love, right? Because I used to be that person that rejected friendship because in the past I had experienced so much pain when it came to friendships, like relationships, non-platonic relationships were not the only relationships where I experienced pain. I experienced a whole lot of pain in friendships too, okay? Where I'd show up as the best friend I could be and always ended up getting stabbed in the back. At the time, I didn't realize that I was receiving what I felt worthy of. I was receiving what my frequency was, right? The belief system that people would abandon me because my abandonment issue was my trauma, my traumatic issue was abandonment. So because at an early age, I developed this belief that I would be abandoned because I was in the formative years, well, then I was attracting people that would do just that. It wasn't them. It was me. I was showing up at my belief system. I was receiving what I believe, right? But because of that, I was so closed and not open to friendships. I'm such a friendly person, but I wasn't open to actually building those sustaining relationships that had the potential to hurt me, right? I'm choosing not to be that way today, but that was what was blocking me from opening my heart, right? It's also a level of trust that we develop with spirit. When we develop that level to say, you know what, I am protected in all aspects of my life and everything that happens in my life serves my highest good, then we can rest, we can relax, we can open our hearts because we know that spirit is going to protect us from anything that is harmful to us, anything that does not serve our highest good, right? And that doesn't mean that we're going to have a life that is void of pain. right? That's a part of the human experience. But what it means is when we experience those painful things, we're in a place now where we know to ask the question, what is this showing me? How is this growing me? What is this teaching me? We can get the lesson and then we can move into that state of feeling our blessing, right? So what is keeping your heart from opening and expanding? You don't have to answer here unless you choose to, right? You don't have to. You can, but you don't have to. You don't have to unless you choose to. But that's a question to ask yourself, right? Get your journal out tonight. And when I say ask yourself, what I'd like to do is create a culture where we stop asking ourselves from this thought state, right? When I say ask yourself, I mean that divine part of you. I mean connecting to source, right? Connecting to your soul and asking the question. Because when we answer from our thoughts or our minds or what we believe, then we make it a little smidget of what it is. But when we go to that soul place, we ask source, we ask the divine, the most high, the universe, then we're going to get the real. And once we have the real, it makes it easier for us to begin healing it. Okay. So this was for all of us. This was a collective message. So now we're going to go ahead and move into Virgo. Okay. The timestamp on Virgo is 1:04:44. So you just put 1:04. That'll be fine. 1:04. Okay. So let's see. Virgo spirit, pull this one. Okay. What you got for Virgo spirit? Meta Moneymaker, I'm so glad it resonates already. Okay, let's see. What you got, Spirit? What you got for Virgo? Oh, take the one on the bottom. There's another call that just coming in. I'm getting all these calls that take the one on top. That is from unrecognizable numbers. I'm really thinking that it's people calling for readings, which I'm grateful for. I welcome. Both of these. Okay, Spirit, you just showing out today with all of these. Let's see. Thank you so much, Alexa, for that timestamp. Okay, so Virgo, we have second chakra, Archangel Ariel. And the number 9, I was just told to point out the number 9. So there may be some significance for you there. You may choose to look it up. We also have Angel of Strength. And notice the color schemes here are very similar. Even though these two, well, this strength is about power, but you're really being called to tap into your power as well, standing in your power, okay? We also have Goddess of the Moon. Also, Ostaria, fertility. It is the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. And then also Aphrodite, inner goddess. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. Okay, so let's get into it, Virgo. So for some of you, you may be in a space where you just have not been appreciating yourself, where, you know, the word average, like viewing yourself as average, there's nothing too special, there's nothing too non-special, just right? And is like, blah, average, right? And the reason why I can say that without feeling bad is because really none of us are average. We are all well above average because we are all the divine incarnated in human form, right? So it's time for you to start seeing yourself as you are. It's also time for you to release any fears that you have around tapping into your power. It's also time for you to be in your intuitive state because there are certain things that you are bringing into form, right? This fertility card talks about projects, new ideas. But in order to find what your version of success is as it relates to this, it's important for you to be tapped into your intuition, right? It's important for you to be guided. If you're doubting that, then you're going to be spending a lot of time in this cycle of figuring it out, right? Now, before we became aware, figuring it out was what we did. But now that we're aware that we don't have to figure it out anymore, Virgo, it's so important that you stop figuring it out and allow spirit to guide you, right? Because you have that gift. Your inner goddess is here to allow you. And listen, this is so funny because this card was above this card right here. So that strength card represents the divine masculine. This card represents the divine feminine. And spirit is encouraging you to find a balance between the two for you to really tap into your full full self. There may be some trauma that you're holding in your sacral chakra. It's time to release that. For some, it could be something that stems from sexual abuse. It could be something that stems from, even hearing sexual neglect, right? Whatever the case may be, for those of you that are dealing with sexual trauma, it's time for you to explore again what you like, right? It's time for you to explore. And it doesn't always have to include penetration or intercourse, right? It's more the sensual side, right? The sensual side, the touch, the different sensations, right? That has to do with like skin and breath and temperatures and you know what I mean? Textures. Like that's what you're being called to explore, right? There's something about tapping into the trauma to heal it and release it that's going to also strengthen you and put you deeper in your power, right? This is holding you back. It's also about you not being afraid to come up with new ideas. And look at the picture here, right? Look at the picture, the season that we're in now, right? So what you're being called to know is this is your time. I'm here. It's your time. It's your time, right? It is your time right now. This is an indication of not putting it off, right? Whatever it is that you're being called to heal, it's time to heal it. Whatever project you're being to start, it's time to start it. Not tomorrow, like literally tonight. Sit down with your journal, connect to spirit, ask for guidance, and just write what you get, right? Give what you get, right? Oh, okay. So with awaken the goddess within through dance, right? That's another way to move around that stagnant energy that's trapped in your lower chakras. Hip rolling, hip movement, even bouncing, right? Twerking even, if that's your thing. Do whatever it feels comfortable without judging yourself. Also, you're being challenged. This may be for one of you, two of you, or it could be all of you, but you're being challenged to go dancing and dance however your soul feels like dancing without fear of being judged. This is something for you to do. You can do it if you choose to, or you can choose not to. But if Spirit's guiding me to guide you to do it, it's because there's something there for you. So go dancing, dance like no one's watching. Just feel the music. It don't matter if it's cute. It don't matter if it's on trend. It don't matter what. You could be doing the Pee Wee Herman, and that is okay if that's what your soul feels, okay? That's important for you. So that is your message. And what is the affirmation? Oh, look, and we're still on the page because it was also an affirmation for another sign, the moon goddess. And it says, I have a strong intuitive voice. I freely receive guidance and I understand and trust the messages I receive. And so it is. So that is your message, Virgo. That is your affirmation. Okay. Let me know how that resonated with you. Let's see. Look at us. I'm telling you, Spirit was like, set a timer. And Spirit knows naturally I'm not great with timing when we in flow and we're doing this, when I'm serving. Spirit knows. Like Spirit had been telling me for years, be mindful of the time. I was like, okay, Spirit, I guess you're going to show me how to do that. But look at how, for the most part, the messages have been like right on time. And I haven't even been looking at the timer as we go. But when Spirit say do what we being called to do, when we surrender and we just say, okay, Spirit, I'm going to do it, but guide me. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Pat, how are you? Okay, so Taurus, Pisces, Scorpio, Aquarius, Virgo. Thank you, Michaela. Yes, Pat, always right on time. A lot of said, oh, TK is on. Hey, TK, where you at? Oh, I see you. I'm glad you're on. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go into who's next. Let's see. So we've done Gemini, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, Virgo, Pisces. Okay, so now I'm going to go in order of what's left because, like I said, since that pen's not working, I'm not crossing off. So, Michaela, what you did is so perfect because it's letting me know who's left. Thank you. So let's go ahead and get into Cancer. Y'all ready for Cancer? Are there any Cancers on? And you guys that are just joining us, when you get an opportunity, watch at least the beginning part because there was a collective message that came through. I explained that we're doing the horoscopes and I explained why. But in between time, I'm also delivering some messages for us as a collective. And then at the end, we'll do our personal mini readings as well. And there was a message for us as a collective at the beginning too. So, watch the replay as you feel led. Okay, so Cancer. Any Cancers on? Let me know. TK, how are you feeling? You feeling any better today? Or both? Took them both. Okay, thank you. Ooh, Sekhmet. I had a really deep connection with Sekhmet at the beginning of my journey, and I actually still feel connected to Sekhmet as well. Ooh. Okay, Spirit, thank you for making it fall where I don't have to get up and show my butt. Okay, I'm grabbing the card. Bear with me. I'm letting my nails grow, you guys, and I get dip polish to keep them strong. And it is tough picking up this card off the floor with these nails. There it goes. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Okay. Do I pull any more? Oh, no, that's it. Okay. Okay, so Cancer, we have Sekhmet, be strong. You are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. Look at that. And then we have Coventina, purification. It is time for a cleansing detoxification of your body and mind. Look at that card. The energy in that card is really beautiful. And then take a step back. It says, thank you, angels, for helping me to step back from what's not serving me. Ooh, this is so powerful. So powerful. Okay, so Cancers. Here's the thing. From what I'm saying here, what I'm gathering is many of you may be going through something where you realize you're at a turning point where it just no longer serves your highest good. Now, specifically what comes through instantly is love. But as love was coming through, it can also be career. It can be friendships. It can apply to anything. And because this is general, it probably does apply to different things for different people. But it's time for you to trust. Remember, we said our body is our biggest guide. Well, how does your heart feel? How does your energy feel, right? Is it up or is it down? Right? It's time for you to take your power back and remember your strength. It also requires a level of trust because it's important for you to remember that there are no such thing as losses. When you step away and you release what's no longer serving you, you're not losing anything. You're accepting the fact that I've learned and I've gained all that I was called to learn and gain from this. And now I'm clearing space for what does serve my highest good, right? And also that purification is not enough to just walk away from a person or a situation. It requires a cleansing, a disconnecting from that person or that situation so that it's no longer in your energy field. Because sometimes people in situations can have hooks on you. You remember that song about got your hooks on me? It's true, right? That song's not just a lyrically amazing song. People and things can put hooks on you. It can become attached to your energy, and it becomes very difficult to disconnect and break away. So there's all kind of things you can do. You can sever of the soul contract. You can break the cords, cut the cords. You can literally detox and cleanse your energy, right? Through sacred baths, right? Through rituals, through all sorts of things. You can have a healer come in and assist with removing that energy. There's all sorts of things you can do. But when you don't do those things and you just step away and that energy is still connected to yours, those hooks are still in you, it can easily draw you back in, right? Because it's almost like it has a power over you, right? It's like those hooks are in your heart, those hooks are in your psyche, those hooks are in your energy. So even though you made the choice to walk away, if you don't clear and cleanse, then it still has a way back in. So the big message here is to make sure you disconnect energetically as you walk away from these things that no longer serve you, right? It's about practicing your spiritual cleanliness. With that, taking a step back. Now, the card says what it says. Thank you, angels, for helping me to step back from what's not serving me, right? Says what it says. However, what is coming through for you right now with the step back is to step back and also evaluate. How did I get there? How did I get in that situation? What was my soul telling me in the beginning? What did I ignore and what was I listening to? Why did I choose to ignore my soul's promptings? Why did I choose to be in this situation? And remember, whenever we're evaluating self and we're taking a step back and we're asking these questions, we're not doing so with judgment, right? We're doing so from a place of curiosity so that we can learn and understand, right? Remember, Malcolm X has said something about when you don't understand your past, you will repeat it. It's so true, right? It's so true. It's not about living in the past. It's just about self-inventory to really know what caused me to make those choices so that I now have a blueprint of what I'm being guided to heal within myself so that I can continue to grow from that point and I don't get stuck and stagnant repeating the same cycles, right? And if you do repeat a couple cycles over and over again, don't beat yourself up either, because if that's what you're doing, that's what you're called to do. Okay. Remember your strength. Okay, literally, this is what I just heard. And for those of you that are in the Activating You Soul family, you know how I shared where Spirit told me to stop saying, Spirit said, and, I'm hearing this, right? But this is literally what I just heard. And as I'm saying this, I'm being given, it's okay to say this, but I literally just heard, remember your strength. But I heard it like in the Lion King voice, like Simba, when he was talking to Simba. So, anyways, so Spirit is literally reminding you to remember your strength. Okay. So, your affirmation, Cancer, is thank you, angels, for helping me to step back from what's not serving me. And so it is. Okay. So, before I go on into Leo, I'm going to share something with you guys as it relates. And those of you that are in the Activating You Soul family, you've heard this before. But when I came back from the last accelerated retreat, one of the things that Spirit was letting me know was it was super important for me to stop saying, Spirit said, or I heard when I'm doing readings, right? And the reason why is because when I first started saying that, when I first started doing readings and first started coaching, I would say that because I hear Spirit speak. I also have feelings, like there's all kind of ways, but my most prominent way that my gift is utilized is through hearing, because it's the easiest way, it's most in alignment with the work that I do. And so because I was existing in a place of lack and doubting myself and not being fully in my strength and power, it felt like the message was more acceptable to know Spirit said, right? So I developed this habit of whenever I read, I always say Spirit said or I heard, right? And so when Spirit brought it to my attention, Spirit said, because you're no longer existing in a place of lack, but that habit was developed from a place of lack. So although you're not existing in a place of lack, if you're still executing or living within habits that are rooted in lack, that's showing up as a block that's keeping you from experience full abundance, right? So I've let everybody know in the soul family, if they hear me saying Spirit said, or I'm being told to tell you to cancel, delete me, right? Like, listen, each one teach one. We the student and the teacher. I'm not above y'all cancel and delete me. So when you hear it, please do. So I'm actually getting a lot better at it, because I made the choice. Okay, it's a habit, but just like all habits that don't serve my highest good that I choose to break, I'm choosing to break it. So that's why. So I'm being led to share this with you as well, because it's also about you taking self inventory of that for yourself, right? Looking at your life. And when you created systems or when you started to build habits, what were they rooted in? And then when you figure out what they were rooted in, right? Looking at the habits that you have now and whether or not those habits are in alignment with who you're choosing to be. Because sometimes we can heal and we can be at a certain point in our journey where we're no longer in alignment with that, but we're still operating in that energy. And so we're still experiencing things that are in that energy, right? That are a product of that energy. So it's just a really good exercise to do. And I'm so grateful. And I'm grateful to the sisters that were at the accelerated retreat, because there was so much that I gained because they helped me gain it, right? I thank them for like bringing me back to myself, right? It was just a beautiful love exchange, right? Love exchange across the board. I keep telling y'all, I don't just facilitate these retreats, I participate too. I get so much when I come back. So when I tell you how amazing it is, I'm not just speaking based on what others experience, although that is a huge part of it, but I'm talking about my experience too. So anyways, okay, where are we now? We're at Leo. So let's see. Hey, Tia Lynn. Wait, is Diamante on too? Because I see TK said, hey, Tia Lynn, and is it D or Die? Pat said, Ashe says, I am definitely listening to my body and resting now. And I am so glad. And those of you that know Pat and are familiar with Pat's journey, you know how huge this is, right? How huge it is that Pat is doing this, right? Because that was something that was a little tough at first. And now I just be hearing surrender and flow. And I'm just like, go ahead, Pat. Let's see. Tanya says, so I just look back on my horoscope and man, does it resonate with me 100%. The whole resting and meditation and disconnect from others' energy is super important. I've been doing this more. I am so grateful. So grateful. That is so good. And Tanya, I was so grateful for your live, because you're a little bit quiet in the soul family, right? And I didn't have much feedback on where you were on your journey, and you shared, and it was just so enlightening is the word that's coming in, but it feels so much more than enlightening. It was just such a joy to hear the shifts that you're noticing within your life right now, as a result of you putting in the energy that you've been putting in on your journey, your healing journey. So I appreciate that live. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. Um, TK said, "Oh, snap, Pat. I thought that was Tia Lynn." Oh, okay, okay. I was going to say, wait, where's Tia Lynn? Okay, so now we're going into Leo. The time is 1:23. Y'all, 123. Before we get into it, let's go ahead and look that up. We in flow. And I told you there was going to be some stuff for all of us. 123. So Spirit said what Spirit said. It's like we are in alignment. Divine order is in place. So let's go ahead and see what Miss Joanne Sacred Scribe got to say about it. Okay, it says number 123. Okay, real quick, you guys. When I was reading that, it reminded me back in the day when I used to work at Ross, right? There was a period where I was attending the fitting rooms, right? Because although I was a manager, when there was places where we were lacking, that's where we went. So this guy came up with his clothes. And I was counting his clothes like the count. And then the last clothes, I was like, oh. It was so funny because he laughed, but he just couldn't believe I literally counted his clothes out like the count and then added the laugh to it. That's just me, y'all. I've been silly my whole life. So when I first said 123, part of me felt like doing it like the count, and part of me was doing it regular. But anyways, it says number 123 is a compilation and the qualities and attributes of the number one, the vibration of number two, and the energies of number three. Number one promotes new beginnings and starting anew, motivation and taking action, striving forward and progress, self leadership and assertiveness, initiative, instinct, and intuition. Number one also relates to creating our own realities by our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Number two resonates with the service to others, diplomacy and compromise, balance, flexibility, and adaptability, duality, encouragement, and kindness. Number two also relates to faith and trust and serving your life purpose and soul mission. Number three adds self expression and communication, optimism and enthusiasm, skills and talents, friendliness and sociability, manifesting, growth, expansion, and the principles of increase. Number three also carries the vibrations of the ascended masters. It indicates that the ascended masters are around you, assisting when asked and helping you to focus upon the divine spark within yourself and others. They are helping you to find peace, clarity, and love within. Number one encourages you to step forward and start something new, different, and life changing. Number two sets you on your course with balance, faith, and ability. And number three sees expansion of concepts and life themes and expressing and communicating from your authentic self. Angel number 123 can be seen as a number of progression and or steps along a journey or life path. Angel number 123 often seen as steps with subsequent numbers, sequences, example 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, appearing once the 123 actions taken by the individual. If feeling any doubts or fears about which actions to take, ask for guidance and assistance from the angels and listen to your intuition and inner wisdom. Know that you have all they say that you need, but you have all that you desire and is required within to achieve your goals and aspirations. You just have to make the choice to do so and take the appropriate actions. And you know what? You don't have to. You get to. You get to choose to, right? We don't have to do anything, but it serves our highest good, right? And that breaks down to number 6. Okay, so now we're going on to Leo. Hey, TK, Leo in the house. Tanya said, "You're so welcome. I'm so grateful I could do the live. I felt weird doing it, but seeing others do theirs, I was like, here goes nothing." And you know what? That's so important that you can say, seeing others do theirs, because there's so many people in our soul family, you'd be surprised, that struggle with going live. And they've gotten the message many times that it serves their highest good to go live. And, and I always say, not only is it serving you, it's serving others too, because you'd be surprised how many people are overcoming that, right? Overcoming that fear or that uncomfortability with going live. So I'm so glad, so glad. No, this is actually Leo. We already did Gemini. Gemini was number 2. So if you're Gemini, the timestamp has been added. You may go back and watch it. And then let's see. Taurus has not been done yet. Oh, wait, did we? No, we did Taurus first. Taurus was number 1. So yeah, so now we're on Leo. We're on Leo now. Okay. So again, what do you have for Leo, Spirit? Oh, look at that. It just came right out. Take from the top and the bottom. And which deck? That one. Sure. Okay, this is for Leo. Wow. Ooh, take it. Oh, wow. Okay, Leo, let's go ahead and get into it because you got cards that we've seen already. So let's go ahead. And the thing that's coming into play is just the fact that we are all connected, right? And our journey is both the same, similar, and different. I said both, and there's 3. Funny. Corny. Okay, so Astaria, fertility. It is the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. Leo. And then it says Maeve, cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. Okay. And then we have Sarasvati, the arts. Express yourself through creative activities. As I say, Leo, I'm feeling like TK, with that first card. It says, open your heart, Archangel Chamuel. Thank you, Chamuel, for removing the barriers around my heart. Okay, so listen, let me start with this open my heart because Leo, as I'm receiving that for you, it's coming through a little bit different than the collective message that we got, right? It's coming through more as opening your heart so that you can receive, right? And it's not so much coming through as receiving love because you do a really good job at that, right? It's coming through more as being able to receive the blessings and the abundance that the universe has in store for you, right? Because sometimes that's where you struggle, right? Now here's the thing. Leo, I'm receiving that you like nice things, right? That's the energy that I'm feeling right now. You like nice things and you don't mind doing it for yourself. But when it comes to others providing you with nice things, for some of you, that's a bit of a struggle. For others, it used to be and you've overcome it, right? But as you think in terms of that inability to allow yourself to be catered to or spoiled, right? That can be hindering you being open to allowing spirit to provide for you. So Leo, it's really about you going deeper within, seeing if there's any residue there, right? And if you're full on there, it's about healing that and releasing that, okay? Because you're in a period, Leo, where you're being called to start new projects, right? For those of you that are building a business, you're being called to really put yourself out there, to stop hiding in the shadows, right? Knowing that you got something good on your hands because spirit gave it to you, told you to do it, how to do it, you're doing it, but now you're kind of hiding in the wings, in the shadows, and you're just only showing up when people tell somebody about you. It's time for you to literally put yourself out there. But even with you putting yourself out there, allow spirit to guide you on how to do that. Now, with the cycles and rhythms. So right now, you're being really called to honor your cycles. And your cycles are looking like this, right? Normally, when I say that, I would go like this, right? But yours are literally like accelerate. When you get there, it's slow down to the rest, right? And then when you're in the rest, you're just gonna rest, building your strength, your energy, and then it's up really quick, really fast, really high, and then down, right? So one of the things to remember is that when we're in that down slope, that's not a bad thing, right? It's not a low vibe thing. It's not a negative thing. That's just your time to rest. But Leo, is super important that you rest, and not just in aspects of business, right? In all areas, when you're in rest mode, it's time to rest. Not okay. As I'm saying this, I'm sharing what I'm being guided to share. Okay, as it relates when we were at the last accelerated retreat, there was a period where I had this idea that I was going to give one-on-one time with everyone there, where it would just be me and them. And then Spirit had other plans, and Spirit said, "You've been serving the whole time. That one-on-one time, oh, y'all are doing it, but they're going to pour into you, right?" And so I was like, at first it was super uncomfortable. I remember hugging TK hugging me, and I put my arm up, and TK was like, "Put your arm down. Let me just hug you," right? It was just that when people give, feeling like I have to give something back, right? And so next thing you know, Snow, Snotty, I'm crying in her arms and just feeling comforted in my sister's arms, right? And so then Tia Lynn comes and asks me would I like some chocolate. And, first response will be to say, no, thank you. But then I'm like, yeah. And then my second response when she asked for water was, all those stairs, no, it's okay. And then it was like, yeah. And so I called myself going psych out spirit. And I was like, well, technically the next day starts at midnight. So I can start serving at midnight. Spirit said, no, you don't. It starts when you go to sleep and wake up, right? So that frequency is what's coming through, Leo. It's like, when you're being guided to honor your cycles and your rhythm of rest, it doesn't mean like, okay, so I'm a rest. But like I said, midnight is a new day. No. Spirit is saying when it's your time to rest, cancel the lead, Spirit is saying. Okay. When it's your time to rest, you are going to rest in every plane. In the personal plane, the career plane, the physical plane, you are just going to rest and you are going to embody your own energy, bringing in the energy of spirit and allowing yourself to be guided, right? No more psyching yourself out and playing games with yourself. It's about all in rest mode. Because your energy tends to be so powerful, Leo, and it tends to spark up really fast and hot, it's so important for you to allow yourself that rest on every level so that you can recharge, because if you don't, you'll burn out, okay? The arts is really just an indication of you getting out there and doing more things that you enjoy, right? More things that don't do anything but make you feel good. More things that don't do anything except let your soul feel at peace. Let your soul feel joy, right? And that feeling of rest is coming in again too. Sometimes you're in this mode of thinking about everything, planning out everything, feeling everything, right? But when you're in those moments where you're just doing what feels good, all that other stuff kind of just goes away, and it really puts you in a powerful place of peace. So it's time to start doing more of those things with others and by yourself, okay? So Leo, that is your message. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. All the Leos on, leave me a message. Let me know that you're here in the house and how it resonated. Okay, let's see what you all are saying. Oh, Pat said, hello, Real. Good to see you on. Anitra and I were talking about you and sending you love and light last week. A lot that said, Pat, yeah, girl, this is the busiest time for me. I am in the office now, but I'm listening in. Don't have any clients in today. Awesome. Okay, so we just did Leo. So now we are on Aries. How many Aries are in the house? And you guys, there's 7 people still on, and you guys have given the video 7 thumbs up. So some of you may feel led to look up 7 or 14 or 5 or even 7. So however it resonates. So now that we're moving on to Aries, we are at 1:35, so 1 hour and 35 minutes in. Can someone please put that in the chat? 1 hour and 35 minutes in. Aries. Okay, which day? Thank you. Spirit, what message do you have for Aries? And I'm hearing Aaliyah. Let me know. That just flew out. Okay, Aries, what you got, Spirit, for Aries? Oh. Okay, so this is the only deck we're using for you, Aries, and Spirit said we done with pulling. So we done with pulling, okay? All tied up. And see, things like that are okay, right? Me sharing like that, because that's not like I'm not delivering a psychic message and saying, Spirit said, that's just me telling you, Spirit just told me to stop pulling, so I just stopped pulling. I understand what Spirit was telling me, so I'm letting you all know. So when I do say it, like, if I'm saying it in the sense like I'm delivering a message and I'm like, Spirit said, that's where you check, okay? So it says Goddess of the Moon. And then this card came in reverse. Y'all, I cannot make it up. Aries, you too. Rest and rejuvenate. Rest and rejuvenate. It's also number 10, and we also got a 7 and a 5. So the fact that it came in reverse, Aries, is an indication that it's time for you to rest and rejuvenate. And Aries, for some of you, you're being guided to actually, meditate more, right? Pat, yes. And I would recommend staying on if you're able, because of the fact, thank you, TK, because of the fact that, again, there's messages that come in between for everyone, and some of these resonates with everyone as well. Okay, so all tied up. Aries, you are in this space where you're getting caught up with the chatter, the noise, right? It's like this indication that more than usual, like people's opinions, world events, current events, the energy of the collective. Like literally, it's like more than usual for you. You are feeling it and you are giving it more attention than you usually do, right? It's time for you to stop that. Part of the reason why this is happening is because you are very intuitive, you are very sensitive, and you have dropped the ball a little bit. Don't feel bad. I dropped the ball on my grounding. Okay. I'm just now getting back to where I'm called to be with my grounding. Okay. But you drop the ball a little bit with your spiritual cleanliness, right? And this is the effect. You're feeling things more. It feels a little haywire, right? So part of the way for you to get back to that, get back to self, is through more meditation, is through taking that time to rest. You're going to notice a theme for everyone, because this rest period, it is something that many of us are in as a collective, right? So it's really important for you, Aries. The fact that this card actually came out for you, it's vital for you in order to move through to your next level, right? So the thing that I'd like you to do is, number one, disconnect from the energy of the collective. Now that includes an energetic disconnect. It also includes disconnecting on social media from things that get posted that bring your energy down. It includes, unfollowing. Doesn't mean you got to unfriend, but unfollowing accounts that, if they're friends or family that post things that are a little more low vibrating, right? Because right now you're in a period where spirit is guiding you to build your strength, right? Build your own spiritual strength. There's some doubt that's coming in, right? Where you were once incredibly secure about your intuition and your intuitive gifts, and now you tend to doubt it a little bit. Well, this isn't because you're lacking faith. It's not because of any place that you are per se on a soul level. It's just that you're taking on all of the energies and frequencies of others. And what's happening right now is it's affecting you, right? It's affecting you. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the affirmations that come in. And I'm just letting spirit know if there is anything else the spirit would like for you to receive from this message, to go ahead and give it to you. Oh, look at that. So Goddess of the Moon. It says, I have a strong intuitive voice. I freely receive guidance, and I understand and trust the messages I receive. And so it is. Okay. And then we're going to go to your rest and rejuvenation card. And you know how I asked the question about if anything is meant to be given? Well, this card tells us the reverse message. So I'm going to read that to you. It says, when the rest card is reversed, it can portend a time of I thought it said bullshitting, of bustling activity and seemingly unending business. You may be required to take more action concerning a project or situation. Allow yourself to do what's necessary, but always remember to schedule some leisure time for yourself. When you hurry through life without a break, it fragments your energy and creates an abrasive life force, causing potential frustration in all sorts of ways. Be careful not to let endless tasks take you away from yourself. The have to items on your list may be calling you, but this card reverse is telling you, take the time to meditate, rest, and relax. And it says, the affirmation is, I make relaxation a part of my daily life. Peace and quiet brings me clarity and joy. And so it is. Okay. So number 23, all tied up. What is the affirmation there? Your affirmation for that card is, I release stuck energy, old habits, and restrictions. My life is opening up. I am free to choose my reality. And so it is. Okay, so this is so powerful, right? Because when we think in terms of the collective and the energy that's being pumped out to the collective in mass amounts, right? That energy is to keep you tied up, to keep you tense, to keep you stressed, to keep you worried, to keep you afraid, and to keep you disconnected. So some of what you're feeling, it's an alignment to those things. And this is why it's so important that you allow yourself that rest, that relaxation, that meditation, so that you can begin reconnecting to self and reconnecting to source in that deep way that you're used to, and in that deep way that serves your highest good. Okay. This was Aries. So Aries, that is your message. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. If you're on and you're an Aries, leave a comment. Let me know how it resonated. Okay. So we are moving right along. We already did Virgo and Aquarius. We did Taurus and Gemini. So now we have Libra, Capricorn, and Sagittarius. So let's go ahead and get into Libra. Okay. And then after, we'll get into the personal mini readings if anyone is going to get one. Okay, take both or one, just that one. And pull from the bottom. Okay, and one more from the middle. From this deck? Okay. Ooh, that one too? Okay. Okay. What do you have for Libra Spirit? Take that one. Okay. Ooh. So remember, we're all connected. Libra, go outside. It says you have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. It doesn't matter what the weather is. You're being guided to go outside and get some fresh air. And then we also have Butterfly Maiden, transformation. You are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. Look at that. That card just does something to my spirit, the butterfly wings and the butterfly. And then you have Setna, infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. Claim that, and so it is. I am supplied for all of today and all of my tomorrows, and so it is. And you know what is so beautiful? Because when Spirit said get that deck and pull a card, and this one came out, the fact that it was in reverse, I love it. Look, it was in reverse, and it says financial constraints. You know, as if the card that you're supplied for today and all of your tomorrows wasn't enough to indicate that your struggle financially is over. If you allow it, right? If you allow it, it's always up to you. This came in reverse. Okay. So here's the thing, right? You are literally in this transformative area in your life, right? Literally in this transformative area of your life where being one with nature is super important, right? It is super important for you, just like me. Grounding is important. So make sure you're doing it, right? And the thing about your grounding, it's important for you to go in many different areas. I'm hearing a cruise. Go on a cruise and sit by that water. You know, go plant your feet in some dirt. You may even go somewhere where you can take a mud bath, right? Go to hot springs. Go in the mountains, right? Be surrounded by trees. Go to the beach. Be in some sand. You are literally being called to ground in every aspect, every area of Mother Earth. You may even feel led to hug a tree. If you do it. And just kind of listen and feel, right? Soak in the wisdom, soak in the love, right? It's super important right now where you are in your transformation that you are connecting to Mother Earth, right? And also for you to be in a place of gratitude for this shift that's happening in your life, because what's happening right now is that Libra, a lot of the things that you have been manifesting and praying for, you are right here smack dab in the middle of that frequency, right? And if things aren't flowing the way that you would like them to, this is where you go and you do that self-inventory exercise we were talking about in that other message for that other sign, right? If you remember what sign it was, y'all leave a comment. But where it's about us taking that self-inventory, right? Checking to see where our habits are not aligned with this phase that we're choosing to be in, right? Because it's something really simple for you right now. It's something as simple as that, something as simple as a habit. It's not like this deep thing, right? I mean, deep, dark thing, right? That you're being called to heal, spend all this time working on. It's not even that. You put in that time healing those things that you identify as big, deep, dark things, right? Those things that you keep hidden, right? Now you're in a period where it's like this rest. That word rest is coming through. But when I say rest, I mean, it's like, okay, you've done the work here. You put in that energy. You've healed that. Now you're in that slope of enjoying that slope, that upward slope, right? As if a slope is upward, but that's how it's coming through. You're in that period where you're just enjoying, you're just flowing, right? Feels like a party, feels like a dance, right? And by being in this space, that infinite supply, you're being reminded of your inner abundance. You're being reminded of your inner divinity. You're being reminded of your support system and spirit realm, right? And what you're being called to do is to claim that, to access that, right? When you're starting to feel stuck or you're starting to feel doubt, don't let those feelings fester. That's when you say, okay, this is what I'm feeling. I could use some assistance. Guide me, show me what to do. I'm going to do it. And it doesn't necessarily just relate to the steps to feel more abundant. And remember, abundance is all areas, not just finances, right? Not just that. But when we're talking about show me what to do, it's like, what am I being guided to do so I can release these feelings? Show me that. Guide me on that so that I can get back into my place of power where I was at yesterday before this has an opportunity to take over and it just becomes who I am, right? Right now, you're being encouraged to communicate with your divine spirit team more than ever before. And again, trusting. Look at that. Financial restraints are over. They are over. And you remember that Monday money message that I just recently shared about you don't require money to make money? It also was on a TikTok video as well. You don't require money to make money, right? So for those of you that are being guided to grow something, but you may be like this right now because you haven't accepted the fact that your financial constraints are done with, old McDonald sitting on the fence trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, right? Well, you're not trying anything. You're able, right? You're able. And it goes even further when you have spirit on your side. It's not even making $1 out of 15 cents. It's about making millions of dollars out of nothing, right? Nothing. This is the level of faith you're being called to have. And it's not just financial, it's anything. Your energy bank may be low. I'm feeling real low energetically. Well, guess what? You can build that energy bank with the help of your spirit team, right? Your love bank may be low. Guess what? You can build that love bank with the help of your spirit team, but it requires communication. Communication. You communicating what you require, you communicating what you desire, you communicating your strengths, and you communicating the areas you could use assistance. And then surrender, following the guidance you get. Because it's not enough to communicate and receive the guidance, it also involves surrender, right? And allowing and flowing and taking action. Okay. So that is your message, Libra. This is a really powerful message, and I am super excited to serve you. Thank you so much for allowing it. And let me know how many Libras are on with us right now. Leave a comment, let me know. Okay. And you know what's so funny, y'all? I told you I wasn't even looking, right? But since I said that, I've been looking. I've been noticing the time, although the messages are still ending right on time. I'm not ending them because of the time, but I notice that periodically I will look after I said, oh, I'm not looking. So, okay, so now we are at Capricorn. Capricorn. But before we go into Capricorn, I'm going to pull a card for all of us as a collective. As a collective. What you got? Okay, well, instead of a card, I'm being guided to do one of these numbers, y'all. We haven't did this in a long time. Remember we used to do this back in the day? We take the book and we just do this until Spirit says to stop. So that's what we, right there, left or right? Right, okay. Ooh, look what we got. Adjacent possibilities. This is for all of us. So it says many unconsidered options, upright. Sometimes the force of habit keeps you stuck and unaware of potentially healthier and happier choices at hand. Remember habit, there it comes again. Yet every moment gives you the option to open a different door and take a different course, whether it's in your thoughts, behaviors, or major life decisions. Unlike the indecision card, which indicates confusion and vacillation about which course to take, vacillation. Okay, so here's what happens with me sometimes, y'all, when I'm reading. I'll look at some of the words and then my mind will just say the word and I realize, wait a minute, you just made something up just now, so go back. Okay, about which course to take. The adjacent possibilities card is here to tell you that you have many options and it's time to take a wider look at things. As you consider the many life choices available, you feel more and more empowered and motivated to make the decisions that bring happiness, strength, and forward motion. In terms of your goals, this card could indicate unknown and previously unconsidered ideas. Perhaps there's a marketing tool you haven't thought of, a connection you haven't tapped, or even an entirely different direction that would be more suited to you. Be conscious, be aware, and be flexible and willing to take new and different action now. And then the affirmation is, I am open and willing to take my life in new directions. I am becoming more aware of my many options for harmony and optimism in my thoughts and in all my choices each day. And so it is. So that's powerful for all of us. I claim it. Do you claim it? Let me know if you claim it. I know I do. I know I do. Okay, so now we're moving into Capricorn, and it is 1 hour and 52 minutes in. So if someone can put 1 hour, 1:52 in the comments, that'd be so awesome. Come through with the come through spirit. What you got for Capricorn? And then we have one more, which is Sagittarius, y'all. And then we'll go into, I'll do another message for all of us, and then we'll go into the mini readings, the personal mini readings. Oh, okay, Capricorn. Okay. Ooh, I like the way. Thank you so much, TK. I appreciate you, my sister. Okay, one more. Okay. Oh, y'all, I can't make it up. You guys see me shuffling these cards, right? But before I go into this message for Capricorn, it's just this forever message today, forever today, that we are so connected. We are all connected. And the reason why this keeps coming through is because each time I say it, I don't go into a message, and now I'm receiving. And so I'm doing that. But when we talked about the compassion at the very beginning, those of you that didn't join us at the beginning, you may feel led to watch the replay of that part. But when we were talking about like that compassion, that self-love, that showing up in a way where we can stop judging others, because we've learned how to stop judging self. What we're being reminded of is that we are all one, right? We are all one. We are all one. We are. We are one and the same, right? We are all the divine having a human experience, but we are just expressing that experience in different ways through different bodies, right? But when you get to the core of our source, we are all one. So we are being heavily encouraged to show up for self, some of us, the way we show up for others, because some of us are not in balance, and we be giving all this imbalanced love to others, and then we deprive ourselves of our own self-love, right? To show up for others the way we show up for self, right? To also allow ourselves to treat others how we choose to be treated, right? To have that knowing, that wisdom that this person, they are either dealing from a place of pain. It's lightning, as I said that, it just lightened up. You guys hear that wind, that thunder? Okay, come through, spirit. Come through. Y'all hear that? Now, it has not been storming at all today, and it lightened, and now it's thundering. Okay, so basically understanding that people are either existing in their pain, right? They're existing in their fear. And we touched on this a little bit earlier, but when we can start having more love and compassion for self, we're able to do it for others. And this is so important right now. Like just remembering that we are all one. Love thy neighbor as thyself, right? Not only loving them as yourself, but seeing them as yourself. Because they are. Those of you that have worked with me in the mentorship capacity, you guys know that I've shared when I first started this work, my manifestation was that I would serve those that were me in various stages that I've overcome, right? And I still get blown away at how many things I have in common with those that I serve. Like when I'm able to really get to know you and like connect with you, I know we connect here, right? But when I'm able to like talk to you and serve you and, and watch your lives and just be around you all the time, it's like, I'm like, whoa, like it still blows my mind, even though it's what I manifested, right? But as I say that, it's not so mind blowing because we are all one and the same, right? We're all one on the same. So if we could look at what others are going through and how they show up, and if we go into that place of compassion and that place of connecting with spirit to ask the why, right? Why are they showing up like this? I guarantee it's going to be something that you can relate to something that you've experienced, right? Even if you didn't express the pain or the fear or the doubt or the self-judgment the same way, but you can relate, right? So it's just this big message of being able to relate is important, right? That judging self and others, that's done. Like as it's storming outside right now, and I don't even see, do I see rain? It must be raining, but I don't see none right now. But anyways, it's representing a cleansing, right? That cleansing of judgment, that cleansing of lacking self-love, that cleansing of lacking love for our fellow man and woman, right? Our fellow love for the human collective, right? It's just time for us to switch our own internal selves so that we can start to project that into the world. Like it's really coming through. Like it feels really calm, but it feels really deep and urgent, right? It feels calm, like the feeling of calm is like the peace that it'll bring when we do this. But there also it feels like this sense of urgency because it's so important. And as we talk about the things happening in the world and the things that we don't like or the things that we like to see changed, this is how we change them. We start with self. We start with loving ourselves, accepting our, y'all hear it? Listen, let me know if you can hear it. It starts with accepting ourselves, loving ourselves. This is indicating washing away all those false narratives that we've been taught. And then when we do that for self, it extends out into others, right? It's so important, you guys. And spirit is just like, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Y'all too healed for this, right? Y'all too healed for this. You guys know how to love, right? This is what we all get. You know how to love. Why are you not loving more, right? You know how to be in gratitude. Why are you not in gratitude more, right? And it's not coming through like spirit is like shame on you or bad. You know, it's just coming through like, come on now. We both know you know better, right? That's how it's coming through. Now I can hear the rain, that cleansing. I can even see it now too. Yeah. So let me see what y'all are saying. Sagittarius in the house. Is that what we on? Or are we on Capricorn? Where are we at? We on Sagittarius, you guys? I believe so. Okay, let's get into it. Oh, my mom said it's raining hard because she lived right across the parking lot. Right? It's amazing. It's amazing. A lot that said looking at the whoa man in the mirror. Exactly. I almost started singing, y'all, but I'm gonna spare you. Okay, so Sagittarius. Open your heart. Open your heart. It says, thank you, Shamuel, for removing the barriers around my heart. Right. And a lot that said it best. We do that by looking at the individual in the mirror, right? Looking at the soul in the mirror. It says, express your creativity. Thank you, angels, for helping me to express my inner creator. Okay, so listen, I'm going to go right into that message because let me tell you what this is all about, right? This is all about how you show up and do your part in the world to shift the collective consciousness from that place we just talked about into that place we just talked about, right? So the way that we expand our heart print, right? Our heart print, our frequency, the way that we expand that, right? It's going to be different for others, right? You may not do a Wednesday live and power hour. You may not have a mentorship, right? You may not do readings and coaching, right? You may have a totally different way. That creativity is you allowing yourself to show up as this enlightened being the way your soul agreed to. And that's going to look different. But as you're doing it, don't get caught up in that box that says, this is how you have to do this in order to be respected, in order to be successful, in order to be. You just be, right? So your message is to be creative. And being creative doesn't always mean you stay in that one lane. You're in that lane until that lane is no longer fun, until that lane no longer resonates. Then you find another lane to still do, live, and execute your purpose, right? Don't get caught up in the boxes, right? It's time to release the boxes, y'all. So we also have Sarasvati, the arts. Express yourself through creative activities. So for you, Sagittarius, it is all about your creativity. And you also got go outside. It says you've been indoors too long, go outside and get some fresh air. So right now, what you're being called to do is open your heart, being able to give and receive love. Sagittarius, for some of you, you have that, I wish a would, right? I wish they would, right? Y'all know the saying. Some of you, that's where you at. And so you're being called now to release that and tap more into that heart center where you're like, bless their heart. I got compassion for them for real. I understand. I'm not going to tolerate it, but I understand, right? And then as you're in that place, you being able to be creative in your dress, in your words, in the way that you even serve yourself, right? It's time for you to break out of the mold, and it's time for you to rediscover who you are, right? Because now we're moving into what brings you joy. What creative outlets allow you to express yourself in a way where you're just vibrating with the frequency of joy. It's time for that too. All work and no play is not okay, right? It does not serve for a balanced life. So you're being called to get in balance. Get in balance. And part of your balance is going outside. For some of you, you have been lacking with connecting to nature, and it's really important that you do that. Now, for others of you, this isn't just about talking about connecting with nature. It's also talking about just getting outside and going to do things that bring you joy, right? It's not always about being an action that's directly related to your spiritual journey, right? Everything we do is either directly or indirectly related to our journey, because we show up as who we are as a result of where we are on our spiritual journey, right? We get that, right? But what I mean by it's not always directly related is you don't always have to go outside to go grounding. You don't always have to, go outside to go to a meditation event or a singing bowl event. Like sometimes you may just go outside to go be a thotty yaddy yaddy yaddy, right? You may just go outside to drop it like it's hot. You may just go outside to be at a concert, right? Or fly a kite, and that's still serving you. Okay. So it's just really important that you know that. It's also time for some of you to take off the mask. And what that mask is that strength mask, right? That I'm strong for everybody, right? I'm strong for everybody. Even those of you that are there where this is your message, you don't even take your mask off at home when you just in your own presence, right? That strong with everybody is also a strength that you possess for self, right? But when I say a strength you possess for self, it's coming through as a false strength. Not that you're not strong. It's just how you're either processing or not processing your pains that's creating this false sense of reality as it relates to your strength. Because it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel. It's okay to let your guard down as it relates to being vulnerable emotionally. Sometimes you may feel like if I do it, I'll never stop, right? Or if I show this vulnerable side, people will mistake that vulnerability for weakness, and then they about to put me in a whole situation that they would rather not be in and that I would rather not be in with them, right? But you're at a point now where you can trust in your ability to refrain and restrain, right? You are no longer existing in that same frequency, so you can just be in a place of flow and allowing. And the best way to do that, the way that serves your highest good, is to tap in and ask spirit. When you start to feel something, before you react, be like, okay, I recognize what I'm feeling. Spirit, I'm calling on you like your name is Tyrone. Go ahead and tell me what serves my highest good to do right now, right? And then spirit may say, walk away. Don't even address it. And then you do. Spirit may say, well, say something. But before you do, take a few deep breaths so you can calm down, right? And it could be some other thing the spirit may say. So it's really an opportunity to build that connection with allowing spirit to guide you on everything that you do, right? Don't not do things because you are afraid of where it could go because of places that it went in the past. You're a new you, you're in a new frequency, and it's time to be full-fledged, unapologetically all out you. Okay. So that was your message, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. Let me know how it resonates. So let's see. Okay, awesome, awesome. Thank you, Alata. Alata said, I used to have that attitude. However, since I manifest so well, I had to watch what I wish for. I don't want no smoke. Okay. It's true. It's so true. Listen, I told y'all with the pen. Okay. I told you with the pen. I was sharing earlier for those of you that weren't on the whole time, how I'm like, what was this to? Oh, soccer taco. It was a little place I discovered a few weeks ago. I have pens, right? And some of them sometimes don't work. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna grab a pen that works. And I grabbed it, but in the back of my mind, I was thinking about all the pens that don't be working. I wrote this with this pen. It was working. Now it's not. That was a whole manifestation right there. Oh, y'all, I kid you not, it's working now. You see that scribble? Now the whole time it was not working. Now it is. Look at spirit doing stuff just for the message. Okay, just for the message. So the message there, as many of you know, is our energy. Where are we putting thought? Where are we putting our energy? And right now, because we're in this powerful position of manifesting, even though I was like, okay, I'm grabbing a pen that works. In the back of my mind, I thought about the ones that don't work, and I manifested the pen not working. Actually, it did both. So, spirit got jokes. We gonna stop it from working so we can share that message. And I fell right into it so we could share that message, right? But here's also another message for us to remember, something as simple as that. That is also how life works, right? Everything that happens in our life serves our highest good. The pen had to stop working so we could deliver that reminder for those of you that forgot, for those of you that weren't aware, right? And so in the moment, it seemed really inconvenient that the pen was not working and that this plan that I laid out to number the ones I was doing, cross off the ones I had done, right? That I wasn't able to do that. But then look what happened. You all stepped in and you all let me know where we were at, which we were on. I also had a plan to track the time myself. You all stepped in and tracked the time for me, right? This is how it works. Things don't always go according to plan, but spirit will always make sure that what you desire and require is provided, right? And so then look, it started working again. And then we got the message, right? It served our highest good for this pen not to work. This is life. So this is why we're being called to stop getting in our feelings when things don't go our way. Stop pouting and being mad at spirit, because then we're blocking all this from happening, right? We're not giving up. If I hadn't scribbled on it again, I wouldn't have realized it was working again. I didn't give up. I'm still, let's see. Let's see, So listen, we got a whole message just from this little bitty pen, a Dollar Tree pen. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. So that is our message as a collective, you guys. Let's see. Tanya said, you saying don't stay in that lane. It's funny because today I was thinking of reapplying to my old job. As I was on the website, I was not finding anything and I truly was not quite feeling it. Spirit always comes through. Tanya said, I'm not a Sagittarius, but it was nice to hear that message because it hit me hard. And the whole mass part is me too. Spirit is hitting hard today. This is exactly, oh my gosh, the sky is like so bright now. At first it had got real gloomy and now it's still overcast, but the sky is like lit now. I just love spirit and the magic of spirit. And can you guys hear that? Because it sounds really loud, but I'm not quite sure if you can hear it. But let me know if you guys hear it when the thunder and stuff is happening. Excuse me. TK said, I'm going to apply these messages to my whole birth chart. Yes, ma'am. Yes. And you know what? To both of you, Tanya and TK, I'm so glad to read that because this is why I was saying, even if your sign has been done, I encourage you to stay on because there's a message there. I feel like spirit would not have had us do it this way if each sign was not going to serve everybody in some way. And then if you notice, a lot of the signs kept having the same cards, right? And it was just a beautiful flow. So I am so incredibly grateful for those of you that are on. And you guys, look, we have 8, which it just went down to 7, which is 16, which is 7. So there's that 7 again. You may feel led to look it up. Pass it. Okay, says, I received that message about being strong. Yes, 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 yes. So you guys, now I'm going to smudge myself right quick. Let that smoke just cleanse and clear, reset. And before we go into the mini reads, I like to make a few announcements. So for those of you that have been led to work with me, y'all, I'm still accepting applications for the 2022 Activating You Mentorship. I am also currently enrolling individuals that are led to attend the all-inclusive retreat, which happens in October. And we actually still have some spots available for the retreat, the accelerated retreat that's happening next month. So if you're interested, if Spirit's guiding you, now is the time to secure your spot. Also, there's something that I shared with you guys before, and I'm sharing it again, because some of you may look at it like this, like, oh, okay, the investment, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm not going to be able to go. But one of the things that I offer are also customized payment plans. So I have someone that just reached out, and she's not able to attend this year because of finances. So she's going on a payment plan where she'll be able to attend next year's all-inclusive retreat. So please don't allow money to be an issue. I am willing to do those customized payment plans for you for up to 2 years, right? So if it's the fact that you're getting a yes from Spirit, but finances are in the way, well, reach out anyway. We'll get you on that customized payment plan. And you don't have to attend this year. You don't even have to attend next year. You can attend 2 years down the line. It just requires a minimum monthly payment, okay? And then your pay in full is required a month before you actually attend, right? Before the retreat actually takes place. So, with that being said, we are now going to move into the mini reads. Okay. How many of you are on that are getting a personal mini read? Although I love doing personal readings for you, I feel like these messages were kind of personalized. But if you have a specific question that you like answered, I'm up, y'all. I'm not tired. I'm not hungry. I don't have to go potty. I'm up. So you guys let me know what we doing next. You are so welcome, TK. So welcome. So welcome. You guys know Spirit be guiding me. It's like with the upcoming accelerated retreat that's happening next month. And this one is going to be powerful too, because I've shared with you all how I was not feeling teaching Reiki and I had no idea why, right? I just had no idea why. And then Spirit was like, it's because the energy that you use when you're doing energy healing, I don't practice energy healing the way I was taught, right? And so Spirit really gave me the clarity of what it is that's going on and what I'm doing. And so what I'm being led to do at this next one is to certify those of you that are choosing to get certified in what Spirit said is called divine source energy healing, right? Now, even if you're not choosing to get certified, it's okay, because the whole retreat is not going to be about the certification, right? The certification is actually going to happen during the one-on-one time, but there will be lots of healing, right? That's happening. So if you're being guided to come, don't allow that part to make you say, oh, well, I'm not really being led to get certified. Don't let that stop you, right? But back to what I was saying. So with the dates, right? This whole point is because I'm saying we work it out. Like Spirit will guide me on how to work it out. So with the dates, I had a few people that said, yeah, these dates work. And then I had people that were like, oh, I was going to go, but those dates don't work. And the ones who said they work no longer work. And so I'm like, Spirit, well, what would you like me to do? What serves my highest good to do? You know, because I'm that person. I'm like, well, if the dates don't work, then we gonna be there. And whoever's meant to be there gonna be there. But I asked that question, Spirit said, if the other dates are available, switch it. So I went on and I looked, and those dates were available. The only dates that were available. And I actually reached out, called them, because I already secured the cabin. And I was like, so how much is it going to cost me to switch? She goes, you get one free switch. I'm like, what? Come through, Spirit. So yeah, so the date was changed that everyone was saying worked best, right? So I'm just always a firm believer of being in flow and allowing Spirit to guide me. If Spirit had said keep it those dates, we would have kept it those dates. So so that's what this is about, just being able to flow, right? So we'll make it happen. That's what I always say. If Spirit says it's a yes for you, don't allow these worldly things to stop you from moving in that yes. And I'm not even just talking about working with me or attending a retreat. I'm just talking about every aspect, because I can tell you there are so many things that Spirit said was a yes for me. And especially at the beginning of my journey, Spirit was like, it's a yes. And I'm just like, it's a yes. Okay. I mean, it's a yes because you said it's a yes. Come through, Spirit. Show me, guide me. I'm trusting you, so come through. Like, these are real conversations that were had out loud. And this is an exaggeration, but it really is not an exaggeration of the energy that I was feeling, the fear that I felt at times, right? So when I felt that, I would literally breathe it out and be like, okay, Spirit, just I know you got me, so come through. I'm trusting you. You know how you tell people when they be like, let's do this, and you be like, I don't know. And you be like, but I'm trusting you, so come through. Don't let me down, right? That's the energy I had with Spirit, and Spirit came through every time, y'all. Sometimes it was dealing with financial stuff. Sometimes it was emotional stuff. Sometimes it was energetic stuff, spiritual stuff, anything you can imagine, right? But it started with that fear, that feeling of fear, right? Because it required me learning how to trust Spirit. I wasn't very trusting in anything because of what my experiences were, right? So although it sounds like, oh yeah, I could trust God. I mean, how can we if we have programmed ourselves to not trust? It takes Spirit guiding us to do those scary things, and it takes faith, right? And action. And then when we see, oh, you did have me. Okay, cool. You got a half a point in my trust elevating. And then the more we do it, the more it elevates, right? So just being guided. If you're guided by Spirit, you will not fail. And when I say fail, I use the term loosely because I don't believe in actual failure. But what we've been programmed to believe failure is, right? It just won't happen, right? You won't be left in the dark. You won't be left in the cold. You won't be left with the short end of the stick, right? Not when Spirit's guiding you. Even when Spirit's not guiding you, or Spirit guides you and you do the opposite, you're still not going to fail because you're just learning more, right? You're just learning. It's not a failure, right? But you may end up with what feels like the short end of the stick at first until you learn the lesson, right? So, hey, it is what it is. No right, no wrong, no good, no bad. It just is. We get to choose. Let's see what you all are saying. Pat said, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Spirit is always on point and providing everything that serves our highest good. TK said, that's right, Pat. Always on time, right? Always on time. Pat said, okay, sis, I received that message about being strong. Okay, I saw that. So, you guys, is anybody doing a mini reading today? Let me know. Let me know. Oh, while I'm waiting for you guys to let me know, you guys, let me just show you this. You see this crystal? It's kind of heavy too. Do you see this crystal, y'all? Do you know where I got this from? Do you? It's so pretty. And it's heavy. I got this from Mom, what's that store? Are you still on? Is it Marshalls or TJ Maxx that's over here? Is it Marshalls or is it TJ Maxx? I got it from one of those stores. And then this part right here. When I saw that, I was like, it looks like there was something attached to it that's not there. So can you give me a discount? And I got it, a discount. I like to say this thing was like $19.99 regular price. And listen, for this weight and this size, this one right here, back in the day, I got off eBay. This one, I talked them down to $100, which was amazingly low because I had seen crystals that size for like $500-600. But I'm saying this to you guys. There's also a store called Home Goods. I'm saying this to you guys that has had really beautiful crystals. Those little places, they be having crystals if you go and look. If you go look, you will sometimes find some really good crystal finds. And they're reasonable because they don't really see the value in crystals like we do or like crystal shops do. So their prices be like ridiculously lower than the average price. It's an amethyst. Both of these are amethyst, and then this is a selenite tower, and then pyrite. But yeah, oh, and then this one is a smoky quartz. I almost didn't even see that one. It kind of just blended in. I literally can't believe I didn't see it because now that I'm looking, I can't not see it. But when I was looking before, all I saw were these two. Marshalls. Okay, Marshalls. Okay. Thanks, Mom. Yes, they have really good ones too. Speaking of which, I haven't been in Home Goods in a while to actually check out what they have by way of crystals. You know what? Mom, Spirit said go outside. What you doing? How you feeling? Because it's so funny. The other day, I felt like going to Ross. And I don't even really know why. I just felt like going to Ross. And now that I'm talking to you guys about crystals, I kind of feel like going to TJ Maxx and seeing what they got. Oh, it's 7:20. They started the music at my little bistro that I discovered. I'm not going to that though. I don't really feel like all that. I cooked and the food is so good. I've been eating leftovers for 3 days, but it's good. And I have the stuff to make myself a lemon drop or a Moscow Mule, so I might just do that. I might make me a little cocktail and eat some good food. But yeah, I'm going to pull a card for us as a collective, you guys. Oh, you are so welcome, TK. Yes, I am all about bargains. I love, okay, I was just supposed to say both. I love things that are high value, low price. And speaking of high value, low price, look what we all got as a collective. We all got abundant prosperity. The universe is pouring its abundance onto you. Be open to receiving. And look at that magical being, all that glitter and sparkle and shine, right? I'm so attracted to the sparkle and shine of things, so attracted to that. And here's the thing. You are being showered with blessings upon blessings upon blessings, right? And some of us, I happen to be one of them. When it's raining, when I moved to Washington State, it rained all the time. And I never used an umbrella. I never put on a hood. I was just out in the rain. I remember my mom used to be like, you gonna get sick. I'm like, Mama, I don't get sick from getting wet. I don't buy into that. And it ain't gonna happen, right? But I used to just let the rain hit me. Some of us, that's how we experience this shower of blessings. some of us are holding up an umbrella, we putting on a beanie, we putting on a hood, and then we even got that little plastic granny thing bonnet on top, right? And that's how we're experiencing the prosperity that spirit is raining down on us, right? And so now you're being called to set yourself free and to receive and to not be afraid of these blessings that spirit is granting you, right? And you're being granted the blessings because you access these blessings. So now that they're here, feel them, receive them, enjoy them. Allow them to add to your experience because you deserve that. And as we're talking about abundance, you guys, you always know that I say this, it's all areas of our lives, but sometimes we are talking financial, right? And there's something that I noticed in the collective of light workers or people that practice the things that we practice, right? And there's almost like this shaming of being able to live abundantly from a financial state and sharing your gifts, right? And it's time, if you have bought into that, or even if you're someone that's preaching that, it's time to let that go, right? It's time to allow each soul to experience this life how they choose to. Because we each have different journeys. And those of us that are open to knowing that we can serve and live financially abundantly, it's time for us to stop judging the people that don't choose that, right? Because the whole thing that spirit has been letting us know is to release judgment, to just let everyone be. Every soul has their journey, and we don't know the agreement that those souls made, right? But if you're feeling like I'm this abundant being and I choose bling bling and all the nice things, right? All the wealthy things, don't let society shame you. You can be just as deep in the light as the person that chooses to live with no material things and live in the forest in a tree. And yes, I'm being extreme because there are extremes on both ends, right? But just allow yourself to be whoever and whatever feels right to your soul, because everything is about intention, just like magic. You have some people that practice high vibe magic, some people that practice manipulative magic, and it looks the same when you're on the outside looking in, but what are their intentions? It's all about intention, right? And plus, we not called to judge nobody anyway. No, we not. We're not. Let's see. Hi, Toy Toy. How are you? Welcome. We are at the end, but you know what? I encourage you to watch from the beginning if you are feeling led to do so. I'm so glad you're here. Every first Wednesday of the month, we go live here on YouTube at 5 p.m. Eastern. So please feel encouraged to join us. And then we do mini readings at the end. So that looks like you're able to ask a question. It's $25 per question, or you can ask for a general and I'll just give you whatever spirit brings up for you. So yeah, but I'm so glad you're here. Let's see. Yeah, so yeah. Oh, the next card. We got Diana, y'all. And it says focused intention. When we just talking about intention, it says keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target and you will make your mark. Right. So as I was reading that, you know what was coming through? You guys know that little girl on social media who be like, worry about yourself, right? So we're being called to worry about why we incarnated, worry about healing us, worried about loving us, worried about more compassion for us so that we can give that overflow. When we fill our cups with that self-love, that compassion, that understanding, that peace, that patience, that allowing of flow, that accepting of whatever we desire and deserve, right? When we are so full of that for self, then all that overflow. And what I'm seeing when I say that, listen, first I'm seeing like bubbling, sparkling water just pouring, and not sparkling like the sparkling water you drink, but like water with glitter and stuff pouring out, right? Bubbles popping. It looks so pretty. Then I'm seeing like hot chocolate pouring out with marshmallows. Like it just feels so good to be so full. And then when that overflow happens, right? When that overflow happens, and we're not like, oh, shoot, I just spilled, right? But we're like, ooh, more for me. And I'm even seeing like putting our mouths at the edge of the table like this. You know, we get excited about it. Like that feels so good. So we're being called to focus on us right now, right? Even those of us that are in positions where we have signed up to serve, there is still a level for all of us where we're being guided to focus on us. Because listen, here's something that came through at the last accelerated retreat for me that I didn't even realize. That's why I'm so grateful to my sisters, my mother, TK, Tia Lynn, Deasia. It's so beautiful. I didn't even realize how I had gotten caught back up in the serving others before I was serving myself. I didn't even realize it until they helped bring it to my attention. They allowed spirit to guide them, and then they were able to help me realize some of the habits that I had fallen into. And sometimes it starts off like, oh, you know what? Today, I'm telling you from actual facts. Oh, today, okay, let me go use the bathroom. Let me turn on my phone and see what time it is. Oh, I have a message from one of my soul clients. Oh, let me go ahead and check it, right? Instead of doing my morning routine first, let me go ahead and check it. Okay, let me go ahead and serve. And then serving right quick turned into serving for hours. And then it's like, oh, okay, now let me pour into me. Sometimes I'm rushing it. Sometimes I don't do it at all till later or not at all, right? Certain things that have become my great habitual activities that serve me, keeps me grounded, keeps me sound, right? And sometimes it just happens like we do one thing that's out of alignment with what serves us, and then it just becomes over and over again. Next thing we know, we're back to wherever we were, right? So it's super important that we focus on us, no matter where we are on our journey, right? It's so important. And what's so funny? After everything came to the forefront for me, I was grounding and I looked down and just really out of the blue, and I had grounded over there before, and I didn't see this before. Out of the blue, there's a spork on the ground, right? And what spirit was saying to me, it was just a fork in the road, right? It was, and so it's hilarious because TK said, and don't be embarrassed. And I was like, it's just, she said, it's just, and I said, a fork in the road. She was like, yes. I said, girl, tell me why spirit literally had a spork in the road, right? So it was, and as I'm saying that now, I'm being guided to understand the reason why it was a spork is because the spoon aspect, right, allows me to scoop it out and toss it, right? And then the fork is like, we finna dead this, right? So anyway, so listen, we are all forever growing, forever learning, forever healing, right? And learning something and sharing something. And it's just a beautiful journey, the never ending story. Y'all heard me say it. It's the never ending story, but it's such in such a beautiful way, such a beautiful way. So just prepare yourself, buckle up, enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. Let's see. Hi, Rashina. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am not sure how long you have been on. We are at the end. If you feel led to watch it from the beginning, please do so. Please do so. TK said, extra whipped cream for me because I'm abundant in all areas. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. So yes, yes, yes. It is our time, you guys. It is our time. And listen, the rain has stopped. We had a similar experience at the last accelerated retreat where the weather was used to bring in a very huge message, and someone's relative was using the weather to make their presence known, right? And when I say it was so magnificent, but literally the rain stopped. Mom, we live in the same area. You still on? Because I told you my mom lived right across the parking lot. Like at first it was lightning, it was thundering, the sky was all overcast, and it's not sunny, but there's no more lightning, no more thunder. And those messages the spirit brought with that weather, we got it. And now look, clear skies, right? It's the same for our journey, right? When we get the message, things start to clear up. When we stop judging the experience and we allow ourselves to receive what the experience is bringing us, then it starts to clear up. It starts to feel better, right? It starts to get better. So it's up to us. Every part of our journey, it's up to us, you guys. Awesome, awesome. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So yeah. But you guys, that is all that I am receiving today. I'm so grateful, and I'm grateful for each of you. I was sharing with you just a little bit of how our sisters that attended helped me, and it's good to share my journey. And then I share some of their experience, the ones that they've shared publicly, but for the most part, if they not sharing it, not even the most part, for the whole part, if they haven't shared it, you ain't gonna hear it from me. because we do create that environment of safety. You know what I mean? So just sharing my journey, you guys, is so important for us to be transparent. I used to be in this energy where I wouldn't share things until I had it figured out. And I've told you all before how Spirit used Javi to let me know, like, to share things as you go through it. And it's just because that was the way I lived life. Like, I was that person, let me figure it out. Let me get through it. Right. And then I'm going to share. Let me do it. I was doing it by myself, and it was just habit. Remember, we talked about how some habits just aren't aligned, and I'm grateful to be able to share what I go through, because although we are all the divine having a human experience, we still are human and we still have human experiences. And none of us are immune to falling back into old habits if we're not doing what's necessary to maintain those habits that serve our highest good. So, and one of the things that I truly appreciate is that by you all allowing me to serve you, it helps to hold me accountable. There's certain things that if I wasn't all the time, every day saying it to you, it wouldn't be as easy for me to remember. It wouldn't be as easy for me to do, right? It just wouldn't. And so by you being here and accepting me as a guide, right? As a person that's guiding you back to remembering all of these things, because you already know this stuff. It's already within you. I'm just here to help you remember, right? I'm just that guide where you already on the path, but sometimes you left it at the camp, or you ran out of fuel, and I got that light, and I'm like, okay, y'all, come on, here go the light. Let me move out the way so you can do your thing. I'm gonna hold it for you. That's all this is. And it's an exchange. We do it for each other. We just, here I am doing it, here you are doing it, and it just, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Anyways, y'all, I'm about to go. I'm about to let's see, Pat said, "Ooh, honey, that was a lot. Not surprised that it was storm." Oh, did you hear it though? Did you guys hear the thunder? Did anybody answer that? Because it was so loud. Did you guys hear the thunder? It's just so amazing how magnificent Spirit is, you guys. Like, I just started getting this really sharp ting in my spine. But anyways, I know that this has been happening forever, but it's not until we open ourselves to really see the magic of Spirit that we really see the magic of Spirit. Like, so many things that happened in the past that we just brushed them off as coincidence, or we just brushed them off as just whatever we brushed it off as. And now it's like, ooh, Spirit is so awesome. You guys, I'm such a nerd when it comes to Spirit. I'll be like, oh my gosh, Spirit, Ask my mama, she'll tell you. Oh my goodness. But yeah, the inner child of me is forever fascinated by by Spirit. I am. Oh, you couldn't hear it? Okay, awesome. Pat says she would like to get a reading for someone. Thank you, Pat. Is there anyone on now, Pat? When you say for someone, did you have someone in mind, or were you just saying you'd like to donate a reading for someone? Oh, okay. So would you like me to just go ahead and do her reading, and then we can timestamp it for her as well so she knows where to find it on the video? Let me know. And are all of you on my email list? Are you guys all on my email list? If you are not, oh, so English, you sent for a reading already. Did you put that in the comments? So you'll be first. And then Pat, go ahead and send your payment for whoever you're sending the payment for. And then you'll be next. So yeah, English, I didn't even realize you had sent a payment for a reading. Do you have a question, or would you like a general reading? Let me know. So funny, this water was room temperature. Now it feels cold. General. Okay, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so let's see. Yes, please let me know. If you send and you notice I don't mention it, say something. Sometimes you guys, when you're commenting, I don't always see every comment. And so please don't feel like you bugging me or nothing. Just, you know. Okay, thank you, Pat. Okay. So Spirit, this is for English. What message do you have? It's time for you to step out of your comfort zone. Enter into the new horizons of your life that are available to you. You have some inner knowings and some inner promptings, but for whatever reason, you've been holding yourself back. And you've actually advanced beyond the holding yourself back. So, as we've been talking about the energy of habit, that's more of what it is. And what it feels like doubt and confidence. And that may sound weird to some, but I understand exactly what it is. I used to always say I'm my own worst critic. And, it's like in so many ways, when I present it to the outside world, I felt confident, right? But when I present it to my own standards, I did not, right? Does that make sense? So it's coming through similar to that, right? Like where there's doubt, but there's also confidence. And so you're being called to just totally replace that doubt and move into that place of confidence. You're actually really special. And although we're all special in our own way, it's coming through as it relates to like your circle of friends and those that you connect with and rub elbows with. Like there's something special about you that serves the collective of your inner circle. And it's almost like you each have your own individual gift. So as we talk about like being in a crowd, don't allow yourself to be spoken over or ignored. And it's not coming through like it's happening on purpose or intentional where people are like, oh, we just go ignore you and talk over you. It's more or less coming through like you may start to say something, then someone else may say something. Maybe they didn't hear you, they were unaware, they just weren't thinking. They were just like in the groove of conversation. And then you kind of do one of these numbers, and then you just kind of just now I'm not even gonna say nothing because the time has passed, right? So this is what you're being called to stop doing, to really exert yourself into the frequency of the collective of your inner circle. It's time for you to start offering up your gifts in a way that you never have before. But what you're being called to do is really trust your gifts, because again, that feeling of confidence and doubt is coming in, but it feels more like, okay, there's more doubt when it relates to you sharing messages for others, right? Or even guiding others, right? Although when you have intuitive hits for yourself, there's doubt sometimes, but you're more sure when it comes to your personal messages, right? So right now you're being called to fully embrace yourself and to allow your light to shine, right? When we talked about that lamp, by you allowing your light to shine, you're actually lighting the path for so many others, right? For so many others, even people that you haven't met yet, you're lighting the path for them when you simply allow your light to shine. Okay, I'm being called to pull from this deck for you and the Energy Oracle cards deck. So let's that one. Okay, so let's see what you got. I like it a lot. Okay. Which one? The one on top. Okay. I like to look to see what it is, even though that wasn't for you. But anyways, you have count your blessings. Thank you, universe and angels, for the blessings in my life. So you are literally being called to be more in gratitude, right? And what this looks like is as you're in this building phase where you're transitioning from one accomplishment into building the momentum to create and receive your next accomplishment, it's really important for you not to get overwhelmed or overcome by that anxiety that oftentimes comes with building into your next phase. And you do this by literally looking at all the gifts that you've been blessed with and showing gratitude for them. Even in your now, some of the things that you may be struggling with as you lead to or prepare for that next level. It's really a time for you to be in total and full gratitude. And you may even do like she's doing, like literally get out a journal and write down the things that you're grateful for, right? And one of the things that serves your highest good to do right now is to write on a piece of paper, I am so incredibly grateful. Thank you, Spirit, for blessing me. And then stick it in your pillowcase, right? On the part that goes under your pillow, not the part where your head lays, but the part under, and just leave it there, right? And then whenever you wash your sheets, right? Go outside, burn that one, and then write another one. The same thing, and put it in your pillowcase, right? So just do that cycle for the next 2 to 3 months to really increase that energy of gratitude and also to draw in more things for you to be grateful for. Now, you also have this indecision card, right? And the thing for you to remember is that there really is no right or wrong, to stop overthinking things and just to be in flow with what your soul feels. It really takes you feeling in your body, right? So it's not coming through as for you like more, like when I ask Spirit a question, most times I hear the answer, right? Sometimes I do feel, but that feeling happens in different ways, right? Where you just feel and you just know. For you, that's how it's coming through, more of a feeling into your body, feeling into your energy, paying attention to what your yeses feel like on a physical and energetic level and what your no's feel like, right? And then following whatever you feel without overthinking. You're being called to get out of your thoughts, out of your head, and into your heart, into your soul, right? This is what your message is today. It's also a good idea for you to stop reminding others of how they weren't there. Start finding the gratitude even in that, okay? Not to say that them not being there didn't hurt, but it's just time to stop bringing it up. It's time to stop talking about it. Remember when I talked about this pen, right? And by me even thinking about it, maybe not working, it didn't work. That's how it's coming through for you, right? It's time to start focusing on the blessings in your life so that you can begin creating and receiving more, okay? So that is your message. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. And I'm going to see if you've been speaking so that I can, so you can let me know if it resonates. Let's see. TK said, that's her unequivocally English. Yes, 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 it is. So yes, so that's your message. Thank you so much. Is there really only one person on right now? Or is YouTube tripping? Let me know, y'all. Let me know who's on right now. Okay. Unequivocally English said, thank you, spot on. I appreciate you. You are so welcome. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. Okay, it's so crazy, you guys. It's showing 0 people on now, and you guys are still on. So we just gonna ignore whatever it is that this is happening. Ground 0 is what I'm receiving when I look at that number 0. You know, everything happens for a reason. This is the first time that I've ever noticed that YouTube's count was off. Hi, Toy Toy. Thank you so much. I just love saying your name. But ground zero, you're being called to start at ground 0, right? And what that ground 0 is really looking at the things that have occurred in your life and the things that when you think about them, you don't naturally feel gratitude for. And don't force the feeling gratitude for them, but just ask yourself, how did it grow me? How did it change me in a positive way, right? And even if you don't find a way that it changed you right now in a positive way, ask Spirit the question of, how am I being guided to utilize this to create a positive change? And then start doing it, right? Start doing whatever that is, right? So yeah. Ground 0, starting from ground 0 serves your highest good, okay? A lot of said, I'm back driving now, but I'm listening. Awesome. Okay, so now I am connecting to Pat's friend. Let's see if you put a name in there for your friend. Bussy. I love it. Bussy. I love that. All these names is making me feel joy. Bussy, Toy Toy. It's like, they feel good in my soul. And then I just heard Ply singing Bussy, baby. Maybe that's why, because there was some real good times when that song came out. Some real good times. But anyways, let's see. What message do you have for Bussy Spirit? Busai, is that what it is? Busi? Busai? Like, what sound does the U make? Boosie. Oh, Boosie, like Boosie. Pat, do you know who Boosie Badass is? The rapper. Boosie, is that how you say it? Another rapper that I enjoy. Okay, Boosie. Awesome. Okay. What message do you have for Boosie Spirit? I'm hearing both this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, and I'm also hearing Angela Winbush song Angel. You're my angel. Oh, angel. it's time for you to start tapping into your inner divinity. You've been playing small for far too long. And literally your guys are looking at you like, we are not gonna do this. We're not doing this with you. We are not going through this cycle of pretending with you. It's time for you to get out of this mode of pretending to be smaller than you are. And it's also coming through like part of you is starting to emerge, like you know you're not small, but you're still in that habit of playing small. Like we've been talking about habit all day. It's like right now you're being called to bust, break, and release that habit because your energy is big, right? When you walk into a room, people feel you. They don't even have to see you, but they know somebody just walked in the room and they turn around looking to see who it is, right? You also have a really positive nature. Like naturally you find the brighter sides of things, right? But sometimes you do it in a way that doesn't allow you to process when you've been hurt. And it's so important that you don't lose this characteristic because it's really powerful to be that way, right? It's so powerful. However, it's important to find a balance where you're not doing it so much so that it doesn't allow you to process and heal your painful times, right? So as I say that, I'm going to tell you what cards you have. You have Isis, past life. The situation involves your past life memories, right? And then you also have abundant need or prosperity. And it says, the universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. And then you have as well, count your blessings. It says, thank you, universe and angels, for the blessings in my life. Okay, so listen. When we were talking about this whole thing of, finding the brighter side, which is a very awesome trait to have, but sometimes it's not in balance. That's what involves a past life experience for you, right? It's like you took this vow, right? I recently told my mom how I was choosing to no longer complain, right? I'm like, I'm choosing to no longer complain. And then the other day, that's the soul contract that I've chosen to make with myself. The other day I said, Mom, remember I said that I felt like I've complained since then. So I'm renewing that soul contract. I am choosing to not complain. It's coming through like that. Like one day in a past life, you just made a choice, right? That you were always going to see the bright side of things. And it comes through because you used to see how not seeing the bright side affected people, how it held them back. And even now you see that, right? You can see how a person's mindset keeps them stuck. And so because you've made this vow and it's not necessarily a vow that's necessary for your life today, this is where the imbalance comes from, right? So what I'd like you to do, Boosie, is give yourself permission to feel and process each experience as you feel it, right? So then you can go into that bright side. Now, as I say, you can go into the bright side by you feeling and processing. That is the bright side in the now. But then you can go into that place of counting your blessings, being grateful for those experiences, no matter how they felt. But the type of numbing that you do, right? It's not even a thought. It's just automatic. It's time for you to stop because it's actually blocking you from receiving your full on abundance, right? Although you may tend to find that your life is more abundant than others, a lot of that does have to do with how much you are on the positive side of things, right? Finding the beauty, feeling the blessings, feeling the bliss of it all. But when you can find that balance between those two states of being, you're just going to notice an encore of blessings, abundance, gifts, right? Also, something about clarity is coming through. You're being guided to seek more clarity on a situation that you've been investigating, a situation that you've been considering. It's time to seek more clarity, ask more questions before you make a decision. And it's not to say that it's not something that serves you. But what it is to say is you're being called to get into the habit of doing that. Because as you're doing that, you're going to be paying attention to what you're feeling and what you're receiving. It's really important for you to start getting in that habit of paying attention to what you feel and what you receive from that intuitive place, from spirit, so that you are now being guided and you're not just reacting, right? You're not just swiftly reacting. So these are things that are important for you that are going to serve your highest good. Which one? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pull one more card for you. What message do you have for Lucy Spirit? Oh, why, thank you. It didn't fall where I got to get up and show y'all my butt. For those of you that are wondering what I mean by showing you my butt, I'm not wearing pants today. Even though this is a long shirt, I'm not wearing pants. So I let Spirit know how we going to do this today. We not putting us in no compromised positions because we just won't deliver that message. But anyways, you have Athena, inner wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. So see, like you're literally being called to just trust that inner wisdom from this past life. And even look, when you got past life, it's the Isis card, right? And I really do feel like this goddess, this sense of royalty, this I'm even receiving the word pristine, right? Prestigious, right? Like really just this and even aura, like your aura, it's powerful, right? Sometimes people are intimidated, but that's okay, right? In some situations, you can work on your delivery and your approach because that's coming through as it serves your highest good to learn how to relate with others that are not in alignment with the energy of those that you normally relate to, right? Because when you can relate to anyone, it gives you more of an opportunity to serve everyone that you're called to serve, right? So being able to really from that intuitive place know how can I speak to this person in a way that's going to touch their soul where they're going to hear and feel the message that I'm bringing to them. And this message isn't always a message from spirit. Sometimes it's just a message of how you feel, right? Sometimes it's a message that's coming from you, but if you don't say it in a way where their soul can receive it, it can either cause conflict or it's like you're not expressing it at all, right? So this is key. But yes, your inner wisdom, it's extremely strong, and you're just being called to tap into that, right? To tap into that, create more balance in your life. So that is your message, Boosie. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. Oh, Bootsy. Okay, awesome. Bootsy. Okay, Bootsy Collins. Thank you for that clarification. That's perfect. I know exactly how to say it now. So, yes, thank you for getting that reading for your friend, Pat. I really appreciate you. Is anyone else on this planning to get a personal reading? Let me know. I'm going to look to see if anyone sent one already. Sent for one. At first, you guys, you know how I was like, "Ooh, I'm kind of feeling like going to Ross. I'm kind of feeling like I don't even feel like putting pants on and shoes on just to go. I don't even feel like driving no more." You see how quickly that came and went? And as I'm saying this to you, there's another message there. You remember how we were talking about like being in flow and allowing ourselves to be existing in whatever resonate with us in the now, and how if it changes, allow it. Something like that. We are so easy to say, you know what? I'm just not going to go because I don't feel like it anymore. But when it comes to our journeys or how we present, we're not so easily okay with being like, I don't feel like it anymore. But we're being called to. Like, we're literally being called to be like, I really don't feel like it anymore. And it's okay. It's okay. You know what we've been taught? We've been taught it's unprofessional, right? We've been taught it's not okay. We've been taught so many things that are low vibrating things. And the reason we've been taught that is because it puts us in this space where we believe being in flow is something negative, right? Those of you that have been with me for a while from the beginning, and even a while enough, you guys know I don't do anything conventional as it relates to the business AshworthScott life sculpting. I am in flow. If you look at this YouTube channel, you'll know there was a moment where we were doing Monday Dose of Sunshine, Nightcaps for the Soul. There's been so many things that we've done that we no longer do. And then we replace them with other things, or right? That's because if it doesn't feel good, if it's not fun and it feels like a chore, I'm not doing it. This has to feel good. It has to be fun. I have to be in flow and in alignment with my spirit in order for it to be something that serves you. If you guys look on YouTube, all the messages that are delivering love messages, right? Those channels that's growing, right? All the twin flame channels and all, they are like, right? And there was a time when I delivered love messages because where I was, I felt like doing it. But as soon as I didn't feel like doing it, I stopped, right? I stopped. What I love about serving is that it's never the same thing. When I'm serving you, because I'm being guided by spirit on how to connect to your individual soul, it's never the same. There's no cookie cutter blueprint, right? This is the true nature of how we're guided to live. But we've been taught that that's not okay. So when we start to believe it's not okay to be in flow with our soul, right? It's not okay to be in flow with spirit guiding us, because sometimes spirit can guide us in a way, and we're guided in that way because the only way we can get the lesson that spirit had in store for us was if we went that way. And then when we get so far down the line, then we get that lesson, and now we're guided this way, right? This is why flow is important. Because now it's like, okay, you got that lesson, and this lesson is going to get you to where you manifesting and where you praying about. But I had to take you there because that's the only way he was going to get that lesson. But now that you got it, let's go this way, because this is really where that blessing is. This is really where that blessing you've been asking for, you've been claiming, right? That's really where it is, right? So it's really this big programming that keeps us disconnected. It keeps us unhappy. It keeps us stuck in cycles that just don't feel good. And when we don't feel good, we don't vibrate high. And when we don't vibrate high, we're not in control of our reality. Not in the way that we would choose to be. When we're vibing low, yeah, we're still in control. We're still manifesting low vibing experiences. But when we're at that high vibe state, that's when we're in our power and we can manifest anything that we desire and deserve. So it's just important. Just pay attention to you, and there are some things that we've been taught that can serve us at periods sometimes or not at all. But the rule of thumb is what? Just ask spirit. Does this serve my highest good? Spirit, I'm not feeling like doing this anymore. Does it serve my highest good to continue or to stop? Spirit will let you know. Sometimes we can feel like not doing things for other reasons that are rooted in fear and pain. And so we don't know. We just know I'm not feeling it. Until we get to that point of being able to decipher what it's rooted in, just ask spirit. Spirit will tell you. And then do whatever you got it to do. Let's see what y'all are saying. Pat said, thank you. So I'm still not saying it right. Bootsy, like Bootsy Collins. Alata said, I'm at the rest light. Hit me with the message, please. I'll pay when I stop, if that's okay with you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. TK said, Alata would like a general, please. She called because she's driving. Payment coming soon. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, Spirit. So what do you have for Alata? It's so funny because, as I said, what do you have for Alata? I heard Alata the Great. Let's get into it. Grape juice, licorice, and lemonade. That just came through too. What's that all about? Now I'm hearing the song. You got the juice. That what's his name? You guys know that rapper, the one who I'm not even thinking of his name. You got the juice. Not Tupac. A recent rapper. He's a blood. What's his name? You guys know his name. Not important. But yeah, now he's singing. And what's this all about with Alata having the juice? It's time for Alata to really get into teacher mode and stop playing. Alata is skilled in many different areas that she has not even began to touch the surface on. And although they are proud of you for all that you've done this far, they're saying, but you aren't done yet. It is time, right? It is time. And I'm saying they're saying because of the way that they are talking to me, they would like to make their presence known. Yes, we are her ancestors. Yes, we are her ancient guides. Yes, we have been watching her. We have been protecting her. We have been following her. And we have experienced this, they're saying this lifetime in this journey with her before. So when they say this lifetime in this journey with her before, this lifetime, we think there's only one lifetime, one time that we experience this lifetime. But what's coming through is more like parallel universes where you're existing as your future self and your current self in different realms, right? So they're with you on both, right? And it's almost coming through like they're the bridge between that life, right? Where everything that you have imagined, everything that you have worked for, that you work towards is already present in there, right? And then this life where it's more of that journey where you're working your way there. And so what's coming through is it's really important for you to call on them. Nettie is something that's coming through. Call on them. so that they can deeper bridge that gap, right? Merging you with that version of you. So what I like you to do, Alata, is really connect, like meditate, connect to these guys that are coming through, making themselves known, and let them know that you like to meet that version of yourself that they're referring to, right? And when you meet that version of yourself, I'd like you to have a conversation with that version of yourself and ask that version of yourself, how did you get here, right? What did you do? What did you experience? How did you get to this point, right? And as they tell you when you're done, hug them and allow them to merge into you so that you can bring that energy more into self. And that teacher hat is coming through extremely strong as I connect to that version of you. So you're definitely being called to get in touch, deeper in touch with this teacher aspect, right? Because when the word teacher comes through, it's coming through not in the traditional sense of what may first come to mind for you when you think about being a teacher. Not traditional sense like everybody else, but when you hear the word, it's time for you to put your teacher hat on. What's the first thing that comes to you? What I'm being told is it's not in that traditional sense, the traditional sense for you. It's even deeper, right? It's even deeper. And as I say deeper, there's like so much feeling involved, right? It goes into this feeling, this love, this compassion, right? This nurturing. It feels like, those teachers that back in the day when students were being neglected, and how we hear about teachers just taking them home and then they kind of were able to raise them. It's coming through like that energetically, but not physically. You're not going to be taking people home, but it's coming through like that. And it's like you're showing up as a guide, right, in human form, right? An earth angel in human form that comes to guide others into learning their soul's path, right? I mean, they could have just said that in the first place, but they was like, we're going to let you feel it. So what do you have for Alata? Let me know. Oh, Ostaria, fertility. It is the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new condition. So it's the perfect time. It's like, stop delaying, going deeper within and figuring out what this is. Oh boy, and here we go. Rhiannon, sorceress, let's say, yes, you are. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. Okay, so do me a favor and look at what she's wearing on her head. You see that veil that has stars in it and it goes to the moon, right? This is a direct connection to you being in this realm and you being in that existing parallel universe realm, right? So it's really important. And look at that, a unicorn. How often do we see a unicorn? This is an indication of your magic, right? And see how you just sitting there with ease? You got on green and gold and you just surrounded by greenery. And there's not a care or a worry in the world. You unicorn happy. Y'all just chilling, right? But it's this that is the biggest thing to notice. This is that deep connection that you have into that parallel universe. And when you start acknowledging that version of you, as well as these guys that are coming through, right? It'll make you even more powerful. But what you are being guided to do is to not fear that power, because you have processed through anything that would give you reason to fear your power. And it's about you utilizing this power to be in this really deep and grounded space of teacher hat, right? It's so important. Okay. Now I'm being guided to pull from do I even hit the cards and shuffle? Nope. Okay. Pull from this deck. Look, you got to express your creativity. Thank you, angels, for helping me express my inner creator. Right? So with that guidance that you're receiving, you're really being guided to really just tap into all the access that is available to you, that helps you to deeper connect, that helps you to connect with that version of yourself. And the name Nettie keeps coming up. So explore that. Let me know what you get when it comes to that. Also remembering to keep that balance between being in this realm, this universe, and the other, right? It's all about merging. It's all about merging. And as that version of you is serving you over here, you'll be serving that version of you over there. What you'll show up as is guiding that version of you to have more compassion and understanding, right? Because of the fact that that version of you is so advanced and so, I'm hearing the words well-to-do, right? What it means is that at times she's out of touch with the reality of others, right? And so it's really important for you to grant her that. And then what she's giving you is that balance of not falling for sob stories, amongst other things, but not falling for the sob story, right? To really allow yourself to be guided on whether or not, is this a sob story? Am I enabling if I go that route because of this story? Or is this a story that's being shared because it serves my highest good to assist, right? That's where you're at with it. That's where they're at with it as it relates to you. Anything else? They said, nope, just tell Alata, you got this, girl. So you got this, girl. So let me see what you're saying. And thank you so much for allowing me to serve you, Alata. Let's see. Alata said, I am at the rest light. Hit me with the mess. Okay, I got that. And Bootsy is letting everyone know about a healing, empowering women's event that is being hosted for sexual healing and grief. So if you feel led to connect with her for that, Bootsy. Okay, Bootsy. Awesome. Thank you. Honoring ancestors, co-Earth Day. Ancestors via connecting the dots between Sexual Assault Awareness Month and Earth Day, since this country was built on the rape of our land and our people. So yeah, so if you all are interested in connecting, please do, and inquire about it if that is what you are being led to do. Thank you for being here, Boosie. Welcome, welcome. And your reading has been delivered, so you may feel led to go back when you have an opportunity to check that out. So, Alata, I know that you are driving, so I know that you will not be able to let me know right now how it resonated. Is there anyone else on that is choosing to get a personal mini read? Let me know. Let me know. While I'm waiting for you all, I am going to pull another card for the collective. TK said, Alata said Nettie was Ceely's teacher in The Color Purple. She said that's the first thing that came to her. Boosie said, how do I check it? I want to know how to know, okay, so I believe what you're saying, how do you check your message? You'd like to know how, what, and how to elevate this work. So the way that you check your message, did anyone timestamp, Pat, did you timestamp Boosie's message? So if you go back and you watch the replay, you're going to be able to fast forward where your reading is. So fast forward, it'll be beyond the last horoscope reading. You'll notice that we go into the personal readings. You may feel led to watch the entire Empower Hour. You know, that could be why your timestamp hasn't been recorded, is to watch the whole thing and get the messages that are there for you, if that's what you're led to do. But if not, you'd have to fast forward and kind of listen for when your name is said and when your reading is starting. The one on the bottom too. So yeah. Okay, so you guys, as a collective, we got Angel of Strength, and we also have fourth chakra Archangel Raphael. And we have the number 11 and the number 50, which breaks down to 5. Okay, so one of the things that we're being called to do, when we talk about our strength, right? We're being called to understand just how powerful our heart chakra is when it comes to elevating our strength, right? In all areas of our lives. And this sage is still smoking, y'all. So as a collective, a lot that also came through for you personally, but as a collective includes you too, is that some of us, all of us, we are being called to smudge our homes, smudge our bodies. It's in that season where we're being called to cleanse and usher out all the energy that's no longer serving us. For those of you that aren't familiar with smudging your home, I recommend starting from left to right, from bottom to top. And the reason why I recommend from bottom to top is because as you're ushering these energies out, you're uplifting the vibration. When you go from up to bottom, you're bringing the energy down, right? So go left to right, bottom to top, right? Just across your whole house. Open the windows in every room, open drawers, open cabinets, closets, right? And just get in every space and just command all the energy that is not serving your highest good to leave. And then when you're done, follow it up with something sweet, whether it's Palo Santos, whether it's lavender, or whatever other sweet smoke scent makes you feel good and uplifted. And then welcome in all those highest light and love angels, ancestors, healers, teachers, wise ones, ascended masters, and your helpful companions of highest light and love to come in and protect your space, to come in and guide you, to come in and love and nurture you, right? Just whatever you feel led to say, just bringing that energy in, right? Okay, so that was for all of us. So what's important for us to know is just how valuable our heart is at this time of strengthening our lives, our beings, right? Because oftentimes we don't associate strength with our hearts. But what that looks like to have a healthy heart is to not allow like the fear of being hurt to stop us from being open, right? Open and vulnerable, right? And the word vulnerable, it feels like it just has this vibrational frequency that shuts us down, right? So let's just talk about being open to receive, being open to learn, being open to grow, being open to the ups and the downs. And remember, the up is just when we're in that action state, the down is just when we're in that rest state. This is when we're learning, this is when we're gathering. There's no good, there's no bad, there's no good, there's no bad. It just is, right? It is all equal in different ways. So if you've been someone that has been held back, right, because of fear that pain created, it's time to heal your heart, right? It's time to heal your heart. Any trauma, it's time to heal it, because all of these blessings that we've been receiving today, right, and these messages that is available to us, if we do not, although it's available to us, we're going to do things like self-sabotage. We're going to do things like ignore. We're going to do things like doubt. We're going to do things like ignore. Did I already say that? Because it's coming through again. It's time for us to heal, right? And it starts with our heart. That's where we're holding all of that pain. Even though some of our other chakras may be blocked and they may be holding energy, right, as a result of things, but it moves and the bulk of it just gets stored right in our heart. So when we talk about that overflow, that cup overflowing with what we're here to give to the collective, right? When we talk about that, it starts with here, right? Healing the heart, shifting the energy, shifting the frequency, right? And being open to receive, right? Open to receive love, open to receive acceptance, open to receive being in flow with what feels good to us on a soul level, right? It's time, okay? It's time. Boosie said, Ashe, I will. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And welcome again. I'm just really glad that you're here. And thank you for the work that you do. You know, I haven't experienced the work that you do, but Pat has spoken of you without me knowing it was you. And from what I have been told, it's really amazing. So thank you for doing your part to shift the collective. Um, okay. So that is our message, you guys. That is what's coming in for us. I am actually gonna close our empower hour down now, unless someone else says, hey, wait, I'm headed over to get my personal reading. If not, we're gonna go ahead and sign out. This has been fun, you guys. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Join us next month, you guys. Wednesday Live Empower Hour, every first Wednesday of the month at 5 p.m. Eastern. And even when you're not able to join live, The replay is always available. There's a whole folder on this channel, a playlist that says Wednesday Live and Power Hour. And invite people. Invite as many people as you can. Just be like, y'all, just join us. Just come see for yourself. Join us, okay? I'm looking forward to connecting with you all next month. And also, before I go, let me know. I had asked the question of how many of you were feeling us doing the horoscopes live. Now, we're not going to take up in Power Hour every month to do them, but there will be times if you guys are feeling how we did it today, where we do it like that, where some months we'll just go live and do them and then have them edited so you can still easily find it as a standalone in the folder. Okay. So let me know. I'm going to wait for you to send me that message of we liked it or stick to the recorded ones, you know? I put some lime in my water today. It must be the AC because when I tell you this water feels like it was in the refrigerator, but it's not. I go through periods where I'll drink cold water. Most for the most part, I like my water room temperature. And today I was in a cold water mood, but I didn't feel like getting the ice. So I just put it in here with room temperature and look, it's cold now. So, well, anyways, I am not getting any responses. Okay, let's see. My mom said, everyone have a great night. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm not getting any responses on. Mom, did you like the horoscopes live? I was going to say, I'm not getting any responses from you guys as it relates to that. So I'm going to go ahead and log off. And if you decide to let me know, just let me know under any video. I'll see it. Okay. I'm about to go fix me a plate and watch me some TV. Have a wonderful evening, you guys. I'm sending you so much love, so much light, and so much gratitude. I'll talk to you soon.